Who's the one person? Unknown Trader? Sabrina Merrick? Hey now. What's up, brother? Clanchella. Yeah. Yeah, how funny is it? I saw somebody put up a post earlier about how basically MAGA, they couldn't stand watching somebody who doesn't look like them, so they ran to their safe space. And they did. Turning Point USA, they ran to their safe space. Funny, man. These people are unbelievable. I couldn't imagine what it's like to be that hateful. I couldn't imagine it. Well, then Pantera, this is the good thing about freedom of choice. You could just watch something else instead. Pretty easy. Yeah, as these assholes groped on chips, salsa, gort. What did I say? I guess I was thinking MAGA groped. Yeah, as these assholes gorged on chips, salsa, guac. I can't watch this shit. Yeah. Ain't that some shit? All right. 6 people. Guys, please hit the like button. And yes, I ask early on because people treat the like button like it costs them money. And the later we get into the show, the less people hit the like button because I don't know. Maybe they don't like the show, or maybe they're lazy or something. I'm not sure what it is. But I like to get started earlier. $12 people. Hit the like button, guys. Jump in the chat whenever you'd like. I used the same topic last night, but that's because I'm using it today because I'm not done with it yet. I get a kick out of the fact that these people couldn't just put their hatred aside for a second and not run to Turning Point USA. I personally find it stupid to call it American when Bad Bunny is a literal American. You find it stupid to call it all American when Bad Bunny is a literal American? I feel bad. Do you mean un-American, maybe? When he is a literal American, I feel bad for some MAGA for being so hateful and brainwashed to think speaking a different language is bad. I know. Meanwhile, most Europeans, they came here, their ancestors at least came here speaking a different language. You know what I'm saying? I mean, whether you're German or Italian or whatever the fuck you are. It's so funny they forget that. And the thing that cracks me up about Italians, too, because they're some of the most hateful people. They're some of the most racist people I've ever met. They're as bad as a lot of the MAGA people in, like, Alabama and shit. And my own grandmother was racist. It was ridiculous. But they don't realize, I don't know if they know American history or not, but they were treated back then, we were treated, our ancestors, exactly the same way being treated today. Exactly. They said things like we were poisoning the blood of the country and we were dirty and we brought disease and stuff like that. I was talking about calling the Turning Point halftime show All American. I ran out of characters. Oh, okay. You mean, yeah, okay. The way you wrote it, I thought you were talking about the halftime show. Yeah, I find it stupid to call it All American when Bad Bunny is a literal American. Well, who's that chick? She's real stupid but real hot. Lauren, or no. Tommy Lauren, is that her name? I saw she was interviewing Crystal Ball, And she said, I just don't think it's right they're not having an American sing at the Super Bowl. And Crystal Ball was like, he's from Puerto Rico, honey. He's an American. And she just moved on because they'll never admit they were wrong. She just moved on to something else. Hey now, what's going on, brother? A shitload of Super Bowl performers have been non-U.S. citizens, but Bad Bunny is, and his family have been citizens longer than Trump's ancestors. Ain't that some shit? She's real stupid, huh? Yes. Yeah, if she didn't look the way she did, she would have no place in a political commentary whatsoever on television. I know you guys think she's smart, but you guys also think Candace Owens is smart, you know? I got to explain to you guys again, as usual. I mean, there's people who dumb people think are smart, and then there's people who smart people think are smart. Two different types of people. You know, you guys think Trump is smart, for fuck's sake. I just dissed Kid Rock on here, he said. Let's discuss in private. I just dissed Kid Rock on here. Then he said, let's discuss in private. Who said that? We don't speak Spanish, homie. So, but a lot of Americans do. You don't care, right? A lot of Americans do, but because you don't, then it's not right. Because you guys are super important compared to everybody else, right? I understand. Why is it a requirement to speak? For the halftime performer to speak in English or rap or sing in English. Why is that? This is America. We speak Spanish. A lot of people do. Yeah. Mark, I wasn't sure what side you were on. Nope. I only think you're smart. Well, thank you, Kyle. Do you ever quit insulting people? It's all you got, huh? Yeah, because nobody ever insults me. It's just me. I just go on the attack instantly. Yep. Yeah. Why don't you pay attention in the chat for a while? Okay, honey, just blow me. Did Joseph just call me honey? The fuck? Yeah. Lee Scheller, a Puerto Rican, is an American. Puerto Rico is an American territory, and they speak primarily Spanish. Yes, this is true. There's tens of millions of people in America who speak Spanish. What are you saying then, Joseph? What did I miss? Bad Bunny equals bad business. Oh yeah, they got about 135 million viewers, and Turning Point USA got about 6 million. So, are you sure? The majority of the crowd in the stadium was not engaged, according to you. Did you see the crowd at the Kid Rock thing? Meant the homie Mark. Okay, gotcha. Oh, homie. I thought you said honey. Where did that say? Yeah, you said honey up here. That fucked me up. Anyway, you could look back at other Super Bowl halftime performances. It's kind of the same. The crowd looks about the same. You know what I mean? Not a lot of people dancing in their seats and shit, you know? I believe Bad Bunny would suck a dick to be famous. Wade Burns, you know that Bad Bunny is like world famous, like uber famous, right? That he sold 100 million fucking albums when Kid Rock sold about 30 million. You know, he's unbelievably world famous. Like, you don't know, do you? You think Bad Bunny is new, don't you? I have a feeling. I'm Puerto Rican, and I would not have enjoyed that. Well, I personally didn't like it because I don't like his music, but I do like reggaeton. I just don't like his music. The whole world accepted English and accepted American culture in many ways, also affected by American movies, I guess, in the world responding back to the U.S. on their modern culture. I don't know. Halftime was better in 2024, 2025. What was 24? Rihanna? I didn't really like that one, and I love Rihanna. 2025 was Kendrick. I didn't like that one, except for it's not they're not like us. That was good. And but Dre, I could do without Snoop. 50 Kendrick, Mary J. Blige, that was a classic. That was a fucking classic. They mad that Bad Bunny could steal the girls big time. Most of them look like thumbs. This is true. As a guy who looks like a thumb, I feel their pain. If I were the three tenors in if it were the three tenors in tuxedos singing Italian opera, MAGA would be cheering. Spanish pop scared. Tell you the truth, I'm not even sure, because you got to remember a lot of those people, even though there are a lot of MAGA Italians, unfortunately, oddly enough, just the stupid ones. They don't really like us either. You know, I'm Italian, and I moved to Pennsylvania from New York, and I took a tremendous amount of abuse. I mean, they don't like hillbillies and rednecks don't like Italians either. But yes, more so than Puerto Ricans, definitely. The point is not Bad Bunny versus Kid Rock. It's the NFL making a bad decision like Bud Light did. But they didn't make a bad decision, right, P? And Bud Light's still in business. Guys, okay, I'll say it again, Ray P. It's estimated that Bad Bunny got 135 million viewers, and Turning Point USA got 6 million, and they couldn't even make it onto TV. They had to do their halftime show from YouTube. So what makes you think it's bad business? It was wildly successful. It was the biggest halftime show in history, in the history of the Super Bowl. How is it bad for business? Did they lose advertisers' money? I bet you they didn't. We can vote on dropping Puerto Rico out of the U.S. territory. This was evil, or as a U.S. territory. What was evil? What was evil? And of course, you don't want Puerto Rico to be part of the U.S. and you're MAGA. I'm shocked. The viewers would have watched anything they always do. Okay, yeah. So there you go. So that tells you that this wasn't any different to them, right? So in other words, most of the country is not like MAGA. They don't hate everybody just to hate them. They don't hate people just because they speak Spanish or have brown skin. So if it was so bad, like you guys said, if it was such bad business and stuff, then they wouldn't have watched it like they've watched every other halftime show, right? I mean, the viewers, not the people in the stadium, they have no choice. But the viewers would have just watched something else. But no, they got 6 million views. They didn't get 25 million. They didn't. I checked this morning. Kid Rock served Bud Light in his bar after what he did. Probably. Bad Bunny lived up to his name. It was plain bad. And yes, the NFL made a bad decision. You're just woke. Bad Bunny only got views piggybacking on the NFL. LOL. I tell you, they really do. They live in their own reality. It is astonishing. I mean, the guy sold 100 million records. 100 million records. Do you know how many that is? So no matter what he would have done on TV, he would have gotten at least tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of viewers, no matter what he did. I mean, you realize that they picked him for a reason, right? Because of how wildly successful and popular he was. You guys can't allow yourselves to believe that somebody with brown skin can be liked or popular or successful, can you? Why is that? What is it that makes you hate them? And by the way, they wouldn't, the viewers wouldn't have just watched anything, because I'm not a football fan myself, but I watch halftime shows if it's going to be an artist I like. I watched Kendrick, even though I didn't like it that much. I watched M and those guys. I watched Rihanna. I've watched ones in the past, long before that. So no, people don't just tune in. You know, I wouldn't doubt if we find out that there was more people watching the halftime show than the actual game. Ricky Martin sounded 10,000 times better. I didn't hear him. I didn't hear the whole thing. I told you, it's not my, I don't like Bad Bunny's music. But Lady Gaga was there, and I mean, Jesus. What is this? Wow. Wow, guys. Wow. How do you figure, Jesse Trapp, when everything I'm saying is a fact? I'll read that in a minute. I want to finish this conversation real quick. How do you figure, Jesse? You think we live in a false reality when the facts are that the man is the most popular person to ever have performed at the Super Bowl? You don't understand. I mean, you don't realize it's you that lives in an alternate reality and not us, right? You think that Kid Rock was more popular and got more viewers than Bad Bunny when Bad Bunny sold 100 million records and Kid Rock sold like 30. Yeah, that's not true. Those numbers are not true at all. Dumb Bunny. Guys, we went over this last night. I don't mind you insulting the guy. I don't care about Bad Bunny, but Dumb Bunny? I mean, do any of you have a creative bone in your body? Do you have imaginations? Dumb Bunny? It doesn't even sound good. It doesn't even rhyme with the fuck. It's supposed to at least rhyme. You don't get it? Dumb Bunny. Like it should be Sad Bunny or Mad Bunny. You know, something like that. A Dumb Bunny? Bad Bunny killed it. Yeah, according to most people, he did. MAGA is brain dead jingoists who think that shitty personality trait is all they need to be useful citizens. I know. Yeah, even though I said I don't even like Bad Bunny, but it's funny that Mike write that you're a MAGA person, and once again, as always, MAGA has gay sex on their mind. What a surprise. Kid Rock lives in a trailer, looks like a guy from the movie Wrong Turn. Yeah, he's a white trash freak. He is. Bugs Bunny. That's not bad, I guess. The TPUSA all American halftime show headlined by Kid Rock garnered over 19 million views on YouTube as of Monday morning, February 9th, 2026, with total viewership, including other platform. Okay, so about that. So again, they're estimated, the Bad Bunny thing was estimated to have 135 million viewers. So, and when you guys say you think you're kind of goofy when you say stuff like, well, he piggybacked off the NFL when even the show the Kid Rock was part of was called the All-American Halftime Show. So the only reason it was even in existence is because of the Super Bowl. Does that kind of stuff ever occur to you guys or no? 142 million viewers for Bad Bunny. Yeah, and they'll probably keep going up once they get all the ratings and all that. Yeah. Oh, I know. I agree. Personally, I agree. You know, it's so funny, man, because if you remember, when Obama was in office, and he made a comment about how Trayvon Martin, if Obama had a son, he might have looked like Trayvon. Okay. And this whole, half of the country, MAGA, the people that would later become MAGA, they lost their shit. And oh my God, he shouldn't even be sticking his nose in this. He shouldn't be talking about these types of issues. He should just be acting as the president and worrying about things a president worries about. Why is he even talking about this stuff? He shouldn't be, bothered with social issues and stuff like that. Donald Trump regularly puts out Truth Social posts about Bad Bunny, of course, people like that. Celebrities, like Hollywood celebrities, talk show hosts, people he doesn't like because they pick on him or make fun of him. I mean, he gets involved in all types of issues. This is a guy who used to, I think one time he tweeted about Robert Pattinson and Stewart, whatever her name is, Kristen Stewart, their breakup. I mean, and as president, he does stuff like this on a regular basis, and they don't say a word. But when Obama made one comment, it was like, oh, look at this clown. Shit. Let me see. Let me get the exact number because everybody's giving me different numbers. We can't get the exact number for the Super Bowl now, but I get an estimate. How many, how do I ask this? What's the estimated amount of viewers for the Super Bowl halftime show?
The 2026 Super Bowl halftime show, featuring Bad Bunny, is predicted to be the most watched ever, with over 135 million viewers. This surpasses the previous record of 133.5 million, set by Kendrick Lamar in 2025.
Oh, black guy. That must really grind your gears. How many people watched Turning Point USA's All-American halftime show?
Turning Point USA's All-American halftime show had a large audience. Peak viewership on YouTube was between 5.7 and 6.1 million people. Total views across all platforms, including Rumble,
Now,
were estimated to be over 25 million.
Yes. 25 million views, like the guy said earlier, as of Monday morning. Yes. And actually, somebody sent me a screenshot when they had 5.2 million people in there. So 25 million views is only 110 million less than Bad Bunny got. Oh, shit. You guys have to call us black because you erase our culture because we're from America. We're from the United States and you don't like to see us. Y'all can leave. Who are you talking to exactly? Obama is going to be a little bit of a big deal and bears. Guys, do me a favor. I don't know what this guy's saying, but please hit the like button and subscribe. It's very, very important. And I mean it. Just take a second, guys. If you don't like the show, I don't care what you do. But the people who like the show, who are like-minded, who are on the right side of things, please hit the like button. Just take a second and do it. It really, truly helps the channel, and it's a free way of helping. Subscribe if you haven't already. And of course, if you can, it is extremely helpful, even more so than the like button, because all channels need money to run on. If you could send a super chat at some point throughout the show, you get your comment read and get a shout out and all that good shit. And it would really help a lot. Sounds like somebody's mad they don't get anywhere near the amount of views on their little YouTube channel. What do you mean? Why would I expect to get anywhere near that? Isn't Turning Point USA like an organization with a following of millions? Why would I expect? How would I be jealous? I'd have to be retarded to even fantasize about something like that. You are one dumb motherfucker, Darth Vader. No, some people think Kid Rock is a douchebag, and Turning Point USA is the biggest bunch of hypocrites on planet fucking Earth. It's a clown show over there. Look at Erica Cunt Kirk. Look at this bitch. She's like fucking running around stadiums with pyrotechnics, fireworks everywhere. She's dressed in tight leather pants. She's making out with JD Vance damn near on stage. I mean, the bitch didn't even love her own husband. And we're supposed to take Turning Point USA, this Christian, whatever the fuck it is, seriously? And Kid Rock has pedophile lyrics so fitting to MAGA. It's unbelievable. The guy said in a song, young ladies, I like them under age C. Some say it's statutory. I say it's mandatory. I mean, the fuck, bro? The projected number, the 135 million views. So you think they're possibly off by 110 million views? You think they don't have a way, or they don't have a way figured out where they can project a number like that? Yeah. Liberals are so misogynistic to women who don't share their values. Is that a serious comment? Like, in what way? You're a MAGA person and you're talking about misogyny, the people that think that women should not be allowed to vote and that we should never, ever have a woman president because they're not qualified or they're too temperamental or something like that. You mean like how Trump just talks down to women and berates them in front of the entire world, really, stuff like that. You mean misogynistic like that? 13% of us speak Spanish. They didn't make the performance for the majority. Well, that's not true. If you actually read about it and stuff, they're one of the reasons they picked Bad Bunny is because it's not just about Americans. They have growing viewership, the Super Bowl in general, every year in places like South and Central America. So that's why they picked Bad Bunny, to expand that audience. You know what I mean? Liberals hate Christians. No. We don't hate you. We just think you guys are goofy. You know what I mean? Because you believe in an invisible man in the sky. I mean, if we believed in an invisible man in the sky and his name wasn't God, you would think we were insane, right? Okay. Well, Moron, do you have any idea of how many people had no clue there was a TPUSA halftime show? I can't tell you how many people I talked to yesterday who has no idea there was an alternate. Well, Nick, that's because of the people you talk to. See, the people you talk to are stupid. You understand? So they don't know much of anything. The rest of us, we pay attention to news and politics and even ridiculous things that shouldn't be political issues, but become political issues. And believe me, the majority of the country knew about it. Believe me. Rick or Nick, whatever your name is, I know you're a sore loser like you were in 2020, but get the fuck over it. There's no way in a million years Kid Rock is going to have anywhere near the viewership that Bad Bunny does. Never. Or Kendrick Lamar, or Eminem and Dre and Snoop and 50, or Rihanna, or any of them. There's no. Why do you think Kid Rock hasn't been picked to perform at the Super Bowl? Nobody wants to see Kid Rock. Kid Rock is like a hero to white trash people. Kid Rock was, I bet you a lot of you don't even know. Kid Rock was a rapper in the 80s and early 90s. He was a rapper. He had the, you know, how a kid from Kid and Play had the big box. He had a blonde box that was ridiculous looking. He was a rapper and he failed miserably, so he became a redneck. I mean, that's how much you know about the guy. So he's a clown. This is the guy who threw a fit when his immigrant employees stopped showing up for work because they were afraid ICE was going to deport them, while he's promoting ICE and thinking it's awesome that people are getting deported. He couldn't even run his own restaurant because he lost so many immigrant employees, illegal immigrants, by the way, that he was, paying. Erica Kirk was getting girls for Trump and Epstein. I wouldn't be surprised one bit. I think the whole Charlie Kirk, Erica Kirk marriage was arranged, to be honest. Guys, do me a favor. Please hit the like button and subscribe. It's very, very important. For the love of Christ, there's 702 people. Hit like just because you want to, just because it feels good. Hit like and subscribe and do that immediately. I am also going to throw, in case anybody wants to use it, even though there's no super chats as of yet or anything. I'll throw that in the chat because we got to make money on these shows. That's how they run. All right. Kid Rock fans have bad tattoos and supervised custody. John Robert. That's perfect. Yes. Well said. Well said. Very true. Kid Rock performed at the fucking Super Bowl 15 fucking years ago. Exactly. And if you listen to the words I said, Dopey, I said that's why Kid Rock hasn't been picked recently to perform at the halftime show. Because nobody gives a shit about Kid Rock now, and nobody's going to ever again. You understand? And you guys are just such racists that it could have been anybody. It could have been fucking, if Elton John, the gay guy, was performing on Turning Point USA, you guys would have rather watched that than the brown guy. It's just who you are. You know what I mean? Even if you were to tell me what your complaints are about the Super Bowl, why you had to watch Turning Point USA instead of the Super Bowl, what are you going to say? You don't see him as a real American, and he speaks Spanish, right? So that's your hatred for those people. That's your hatred for those people. It's ridiculous. You guys are clowns. Your whole lives are about hatred and being bigots and just fucking prejudging people and discrimination. I mean, it's unbelievable. Kid Rock is definitely washed up. This show isn't shit. When did that say that? Race aside, it was the biggest bag of wank ever to be put on TV. Oh, if a show is shit, if a show is shit, isn't shit. Right. Elton John speaks English. Yeah, and again, why is it important to you? I'm going to ask the question. I really want to know. Why is it? Oh my God, look at this guy. If you paid attention to politics, you would have realized it's a psyop to keep you all entertained and arguing like some little kids. Get the government caulk out of your mouth. A psyop. That's how you know he should be in a straitjacket. Anybody who uses the expression psyop, he thinks the earth is flat. Anyway, what is it that pisses you off about the Super Bowl halftime show being in Spanish? Please tell me. I'm asking a legitimate question. I honestly want to know. Why does it bother you? Why? I know they do. English first. Why? Just tell me why. That's all I ask. The fact that we don't understand it. Why do you have to understand it? I guarantee you don't understand most of the rap acts either, but you'll watch them, right? Then again, you probably won't. Oh, believe me, Brett, I'm fully aware. I know. Yeah. Chemtrail hater. Yeah. Anything you say is definitely legit. Chemtrail hater. So nobody can answer me because you don't want to say it, do you? It was anti-American, you asshat. Meanwhile, it was as American as apple pie. Puerto Rico is part of the U.S. It's U.S. territory. And there's tens of millions of people in this country who speak Spanish. So why was it anti-American? Just tell me. Just say it. We know what the answer is. I just want to see you guys say it. This is an English country? Yeah. It's not, but okay. Why give me some answers, people. It's very important that I know this. Just say the truth. Tell me the truth. Because this is America. And Bad Bunny is American. He's American. He is an American, just like you're an American. If you are even an American. But just say, I just want to hear you guys say it. Say, we don't like him. Yes, they do. Viva la America. They absolutely do. What do you mean? They 100% do. As a matter of fact, you're so dopey. A lot of Mexicans and Puerto Ricans have kind of a rivalry between each other. And the reason is because Mexicans kind of hate on Puerto Ricans because they're American born and raised and they're citizens, and Puerto Ricans look down on Mexicans because they're not US citizens and they're from a third world country. That's a lot of the rivalry between the two. Believe me, I lived in these communities. They absolutely say they're American. They take great pride in it. Great pride. But it's not, though, because people speak other languages. You understand? What percentage of Americans speak Spanish? Let's see. Just because it feels good. What percentage of Americans speak Spanish? Hit like and subscribe.
About 13 to 14% of Americans speak Spanish at home, which is over 41 to 45 million people, including bilingual and second language speakers. That number rises to nearly 59 million, making the U.S. the second largest Spanish-speaking country globally after Mexico.
What? The second largest Spanish-speaking country next to Mexico? 59 million people? Guys, what is wrong? What'd you think? It was like 8? How is he anti-American? Tell me how, Lund. Tell me. I want to know. Bro, this is an English-speaking country. But what did you just hear? You heard 59 million people speak Spanish. And by the way, you know, English, we never even had a designated official language until 2025, of course. March 1st, 2025, when Trump signed an executive order making it the designated official language. And let's be honest, if it wasn't Trump, that wouldn't have happened. I don't think you guys understand that this is a country of immigrants. Period. The end. I don't think you guys understand. No, I don't speak Spanish. But guess what? I listen to reggaeton music, which is kind of like what Bad Bunny does, but the guys I listen to are way better, in my opinion. I listen to that shit, and I can't understand a word they're saying. I listen for the beat, the sound. I used to be a DJ. I played it all the fucking time. I don't care, guys. Let me put it this way. There's half this country that hears a Spanish-speaking guy is going to be performing, and they're like, And they just move on with their lives. Then there's your half, if it's even half, which it probably isn't. And you guys hear a Spanish speaking guy is going to be singing at the Super Bowl and you lose your fucking minds. But then in the same breath, you'll tell us how you're not racist. Okay. Why is it that the majority of the country doesn't give a shit that a person who speaks Spanish is rapping or singing in Spanish at the Super Bowl? Why is that? No, as you just heard, Rupert, you see how hateful they are? 59 million people in this country. Yeah, well, yeah, absolutely. What'd you expect? It was going to be the majority, dopey? No, they're still a minority in this country. 59 million people is a lot, and it blows your fucking your theory out of the water that this is just an English-speaking country. It is not, and it never was. By the way, never. You were making a whole lot of assumptions. Like what? What assumptions am I making? All of Bad Bunny's main videos are in Spanish. What the fuck? Well, Insidious, if you were an artist who wanted to cater to the, I don't know, Spanish speaking audience, wouldn't yours all be in Spanish too? The guy's from Puerto Rico. It is a territory of the US, but it is also a place where the majority of people speak Spanish. So that's what he's rapping to other Puerto Ricans and Latinos in general, Latinas. That's what he's doing. Okay. And there's tons of Americans, as you could see from last night, that love that shit. Spanish speaking Americans, I mean, English speaking Americans, I'm sorry, that love that shit too. So what's the woke BS? Guys, you couldn't even tell me what woke means. You and your woke shit. It's not woke, bro. They didn't do the Super Bowl with Bad Bunny to be woke. They did it because he has hundreds of millions of fucking fans. And that brings advertising dollars and it brings viewership. They're not going to pick some washed up act like Kid Rock just because of a bunch of hillbillies. They're not going to do that. They're not. I know you guys don't believe it, but trust me when I tell you, people with your way of thinking, regardless of their color, black, white, Latino, whatever it is, people with your way, that Archie Bunker, old, ridiculous, conservative way of thinking are the minority in this country now. They are the minority in this country. It's not you guys that make all the fucking rules anymore. I know that drives you crazy, and that's why this shit is threatening to you. Gaga's a liberal hack. Yeah, okay. Anybody who doesn't agree with your horse shit is a liberal hack. Yeah, but Kid Rock, he's not a right-wing hack, right? No. Of course not. It's so unbelievable. You guys are so fucking stupid. Yeah, someday, Tyrone Biggums, they really don't. I mean, and yeah, sure, they won the election, but they won it with a fuck ton of independents. MAGA people alone couldn't have gotten Trump into the White House. Trump won with millions of independents and shit voting for him because this country is brainwashed into believing he could fix the problem somehow. And now, of course, he's losing people out the ass. Democrats have flipped, I think, 28 seats since, I think, November. I mean, everything is turned around. The Democrats are going to kill the Republicans in the midterms. And you guys, you swear to God that you're like in charge and that nobody could do anything you don't approve of. And you know what? Let me tell you how I feel. He didn't win 2020. He lost by 7 million votes. What was I going to say? Oh, I don't like Bad Bunny's music. I just don't. It's not like real reggaeton to me. It's like pop music. Okay. So I don't like his songs, and I have no desire to watch the whole Super Bowl performance, although I did watch a little, especially Lady Gaga's part. What was my point? Oh, but what makes me happy is, you know how you guys like to say we own the libs? Like you literally elected a rapist because you thought you would own the libs that way. You don't even care that everything he's doing affects you guys disproportionately in a negative way. You don't even care. You just wanted to own the libs. Well, you got owned last night. Bottom line, period. And I love it. And I hope, even if it's music I fucking hate, I hope every fucking Super Bowl halftime show is Spanish speaking now. I hope so. Or a rapper. I love to see you guys lose your racist fucking minds when they have a rap act at the halftime show. I love it. It makes me laugh my balls off. Because you guys are so bothered by everything that doesn't fit your lily white perfect Aryan dream worldview. You know what I mean? Like everything, you see somebody who looks different than you and you run to your safe space, Turning Point USA. You know what I mean? You guys are so fucking angry and bitter. I don't see how any of you could have any happiness in your lives. I really don't. When liberals release that push for abortions, it's just a way of more child sacrifices to Morlock. The elite are laughing, and you blue-haired weirdos are feeding their god. Yeah, well, I'm a guy sitting right in front of you, and I don't have blue hair, and you just said you blue-headed weirdos. Secondly, as the Epstein files have shown us, it's the Republicans that are the pedos, not the Democrats, which is why the Democrats are the ones that forced the release of the files and gave Donald Trump no choice. And the Republicans tried to cover it up. The pedos are on your side, guys. I could read you a list, hundreds of names of Republican politicians that have been caught in pedophilia scandals or gay sex scandals. The rednecks are pissed. I know, and I love it. I love it. What do you mean even Puerto Rico went red? What does that mean? Puerto Rico can't vote in federal elections. What the fuck are you talking about, Junior? What? What are you talking about? Dude, Kid Rock had 80%. 80% of what? 80% of what? Michael Weggs, how did it turn out last night? So far from what we know, and it will turn out to be this way, I guarantee you, that was the most watched halftime show in Super Bowl history. So it's the halftime show again. They had a Spanish-speaking viewed history. Oh, I know. Biden-Harris open border treason. Yeah. There was never any open borders. You're losing your mind. You're right. I'm losing it. I'm out of my fucking mind, bro. I told you they see what they want to see. Let me see. You really sound racist. You know what's funny about you guys is racism is so American that even the act of protesting against racism is considered racist. You know, like when I'm sitting here and I stand up for minorities and stuff, that means I'm racist. Who am I racist against? White people? Just out of curiosity. Is that who am I racist? Well, it's about 25 million now, not me. Let's see. I want you guys to tell me who I'm racist against. You are racist and a fascist. Do I look like Donald Trump to you? Kid Rock still drinks Bud Light, probably. Democrats are still backing the KKK. Again, a guy doesn't know the Dixiecrats and understand the big switch or anything. We won't even get into that unless we have to. She didn't open the border. There was no open border, and she was never the border czar. Guys almighty, Christ almighty, I do every single show we go through this. Kamala Harris was named border czar by Fox News, not by Joe Biden. She was put in charge basically to figure out the root cause of migration. That's it. She was these are things you could find on the internet, right? That everybody already has. You know that, right? Like people that have been prosecuted and convicted. You don't know that, do you? And by the way, the Epstein files, the stuff in there, the majority of the Epstein files are 5 Epstein files. So is Elon. Elon was island. Bill Clinton and Bill Gates too, and they could go fuck themselves right along with the Republican pedophiles. We don't care about them. It's fun, like as if we still haven't seen the files yet. I look sad. Pretty happy guy. I got news for you. You look like a loon, do I, William? I guess so, man. Look at fucking mind. You're right. Tinfoil hat and all. Trump rotted y'all's brains. All right. I don't like the way it's written, but he did. He did rot their brains. You're racist against anybody that's not Jewish, I bet. What the fuck? Even as I'm standing up for Puerto Ricans and stuff, do you think I'm Jewish? Do you really think I'm Jewish? Were you listening to last night's show and I was fucking around? You seriously think I'm Jewish? Tell me the truth. What the fuck, man? Is he just playing or what? No, but you're getting paid by George Soros. Yeah, no, I'm not. You were coming in and out, my dude. I can't hear you. Well, you're the only one complaining, so it might be a you problem. I'm not sure. To listen to your dumbass comments, LOL. Okay, I'll ask you guys again. So how am I racist? Bad Bunny sucks. I'd rather hear Axl Rose at 60. Yeah, of course you would. The problem is nobody else would, G Money. You know what I mean? So that's why they picked Bad Bunny. You know, personally, I like Welcome to the Jungle. Other than that, not for me. But still. Oh, feel free. Guys, I've been on YouTube 4.5 years. I've been doxxed thoroughly. There's nothing to find about me, believe me. I'm Jewish. Hope he's not. Yeah, I don't understand. Oh, you're a Jewish Trump supporter? Oh, so you're confused. I get it. You do seem kind of Jewish, do I? Maybe it's your accent. I have a Jewish accent. What is going on, Victor Falls? Off topic, was pizza in your chat on the MobTube show? I don't think so. Somebody with the name pizza, some mock name. I don't know what it was. So why did she not deny it? She claimed to visit the border, the wall, and there was no problem being the borders are. She did identify as the borders are. You fucking idiot. Wow, Bob Hutchinson. By any stretch of the, let me just ask, were you trying to say borders are? Or do you think that the word is borders are? Is that real? Tell me that's what you think. You know there's a word czar, right? You think that's borders are. I swear to God, I try every day. I say, I'm going to do the politics shows and I am not going to make fun of people's low intelligence. I'm not going to. And then I see stuff like that. The borders are. Yeah. And he said it twice, by the way. She never claimed to visit the border. Bad Bunny was one forgot to tell them we speak English. Kid Rock. Not all of us speak English, bro. Or just English, you know? I do. But I'm saying, we just established 59 million people in this country speak Spanish. Was Kamala Harris ever officially the borders are?
No, Kamala Harris was never officially given the title or role of border czar, nor was she placed in charge of U.S. border security. Yeah. While political opponents and some media outlets frequently referred to her by this title, particularly during the 2024 campaign, the role she was actually tasked with by President Joe Biden in March 2021 was more narrow, focusing on diplomacy and long-term solutions. Here's a breakdown of her actual role versus the common label. 1. Her actual assignment, root causes. In March 2021, Biden asked Harris to lead diplomatic efforts with Mexico and the Northern Triangle countries, Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador, to address the root causes of migration, such as economic instability, violence, and corruption. 2. Border security. Responsibility for managing the U.S. border, including Border Patrol and security, was assigned to the Department of Homeland Security, DHS, specifically Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. 3. The borders are labeled. This term was applied to her by critics and media to hold her accountable
Fox
for high
News.
numbers of migrant encounters at the southern border, even though it was not an official position.
Yeah, that's why you guys have got to learn something at some point, especially if you want to be part of any political discourse, if you want to be part of the conversation, if you want to comment on it even, you have got to learn something at some point. You guys know literally nothing. You don't know that it was just Fox News that called her that because they wanted to blame her for the illegal immigrants entering the country. She was never the border czar. Jesus Christ. The border czar is fucking stupid. Using AI to learn. Well, as opposed to what? What do you use, G Money? Because you don't know anything, but yet I do know things. So what does that tell you? Maybe you should use AI to learn. Border czar was just a title right wingers used. It wasn't a real title, really, until Trump decided to label Homan as czar, since Homan actually would accept being called it. I know there's never any title border czar. Fucking Trump probably thinks it was real because he heard it on Fox News. Oh my God. Yeah, no, you're wrong. It's not a. You're going to find out. Well, I mean, they might do something to lie or something like that, but it's not as simple as that. It doesn't mean that there were ballots that were all for Trump and that he was cheated. It doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean he won the state. It doesn't mean anything of the sort. Hey, Miss Can't Be Wrong. Discourse, you people don't debate shit and you shoot people for speaking. You mean like Melissa Hortman and her husband got shot, or you mean like when Paul Pelosi got beaten with a hammer, or you mean like Renee Good got shot for practicing her First Amendment right, or do you mean Alex Preddy, who got shot for practicing his First and Second Amendment right? Guys, you're the most violent people. The overwhelming amount of violence is and the funny thing about you guys is you're so stupid, you still haven't picked the narrative and followed through with it. Okay, like for example, in the same first you'll say that the left are the most violent people. They shoot people for nothing. In the same breath, you'll say liberal, none of them own guns, and we would destroy them in a civil war. So which one is it? Which one is it? They shoot people for speaking, yet none of them own guns. It's amazing, right? Oh, man. And I'll debate any of you, by the way. Any of you. I'll debate you right now. I know Biden got more votes than Obama. And Obama? Do you mean then Obama? Yeah, he did. He did. But you guys, here's what's funny. You don't put thought into anything. Like, seriously, there's no complexity to your thinking. You see things for what they are at face value. Just black and white. There's no gray area. Like, so in other words, your problem with the 2020 election is you don't believe Biden could have gotten more votes than Barack Obama did when he won his 2 terms. Is that what you're saying? We could have the conversation. Guys, do me a favor, please, for the love of God, hit the like button and subscribe. It's very important. And I don't believe in God. It's just an expression I use. Oh, we are. Believe me. I told you, I'll debate you right now. Was the gun Tyler Robinson used his? I believe so. Yeah. Yeah. So that blows out your theory about liberals not owning, even though he wasn't even a liberal. He's from a MAGA family. He is. You could say he's a liberal because of the trans boyfriend thing, whatever the fuck that was that went on. But he was always known to be a conservative, and his family were MAGA people. His whole fucking family were MAGA. They admitted it. Same thing with Thomas Matthew Crooks. All his friends said that when he debated in school, he would debate on the conservative side. And his whole fucking family was MAGA people. They had MAGA yard signs and all that shit. Trump yard signs, you know what I mean. He was Junior Hayes, but I always wonder what you mean when you say that. Like, what is the point you're proving? I'm very confused. God does not exist. No. First Amendment doesn't give you the right to riot. First Amendment says you have a right to peacefully assemble, not protest. Well, protesting and peacefully assembling are the same thing. You're peacefully assembling so you can protest. You dope. Now, rioting is another thing, but show me where in any of these blue cities in the last, let's just say, I don't know, we'll go with 13 months. It hasn't even been that long, but where there was a riot before ICE or the National Guard got there. Go ahead, tell me where. And by the way, there's no riots right now in Minneapolis. There hasn't been yet. There's no riots whatsoever. So when you show up to a protest, you're practicing your First Amendment right. When you have a gun on you that's legal, you're practicing your Second Amendment rights, which you guys claim to care about before Alex Preddy was gunned down in the street by the jackbooted thugs you claim to have always been afraid of. You know? Let me see. I love triggered MAGA. Me too. I am an expert MAGA triggerer. You lie so much. Why don't you grab the or I'll give you the number and you can call me. You're talking to MAGA, I'm assuming, Hustle and Hall? He wasn't on the left. Didn't Republicans break Grindr during the Republican convention and Charlie Kirk's memorial? Yes, Grindr crashed in those areas because so many gay Republicans looking for dates and stuff. Thank Biden for rural hospitals. What does that mean exactly? What does that mean? And you know that a lot of those rural hospitals are closing now because of the big, beautiful bill and not extending the ACA subsidies, right? You know that, don't you? What's up, Juan, you ball-breaking cocksucker? Obviously, you've not looked into Crooks. He swung far left. No, I have actually looked into his stuff. You haven't. You just listen to Fox News tell you that. And he never swung far left. Never. Never. There was a $15 donation he gave to some PAC, in 2020 or something like that. Never did he swing far left. There's no proof of that. He was also looking up Biden rallies and all that shit. He was looking up rallies where basically he could find he was looking at senators, everything. He just wanted to kill somebody. Yeah, he was. You guys, on the other hand, aren't. Yeah. Oh, I always have an answer. And again, any of you right now could call the number and debate me. Okay. 410. Let me make sure this bitch is charged. If not, I'll just need like 5 minutes. Nope, it's charged. 410-941-9850. Let's do it. Oh, is it Michael Weggs? Please tell me it's Michael Weggs. Please tell me that. Let's see. Guys, do me a favor, hit the like and subscribe. I want to get a good bit of subs today, so please don't let me down. Just the good guys. I'm not worried about MAGA. His performance was ass, but just out of curiosity. You're from Maryland. Maybe I'm from fucking Alaska. It's really none of your goddamn business. But my address is 1313 Mockingbird Lane if anybody's looking for it. They won't call. Well, as we can see, apparently not. If it's Michael Weggs, I want him to call so bad. 410-941-9850. Nobody is here to subscribe. Well, joke's on you, fuckface, because every show I get subs. And a good bit. Without us, you'd have no audience. No, not true. Without you, I would have an audience filled with good people. You know, believe me, I don't come on here looking for MAGA people. I've tried to figure out a way to get rid of you. I don't know how many times. I tried to hashtag different things. I stopped hashtagging MAGA for a little while. That didn't work. Yes, John, I do. John, is that what your way of trying to dox me, John? Is that what you're trying to do? John's very butthurt by me. He doesn't like me. I hope Bad Bunny has success. I just personally think his music is trash. I'm not a fan of his music either, but there's no hoping he has success. He's one of the most successful music artists in the entire universe. So the success has already happened. You know, people that perform at the halftime show, they're not just starting out. They were picked for a reason. The guy sold 100 million albums so far in his career, and he's like, what? Is he even 30 yet? Yeah, that's not true. You just made that up. You just made that up. He burns American flags. Yeah, right. Where did that comment go? It was deemed that by who? Fox News? Because believe me, not by normal people who aren't lying through their teeth. United, the audience failing to entertain the majority is a bad business move. You guys are out of your fucking this. You really heard this from Fox, didn't you? The guy they're estimating so far, just so far, without getting all the Nielsen ratings yet, that he had 135 million viewers, the highest rated Super Bowl halftime show in history. What's amazing with you guys is that you will convince yourselves of anything that fits your narrative. But if it doesn't, you will ignore it at all costs. So even though the proof is showing that it was the most watched halftime show in Super Bowl history, you're still like, nope, I don't believe it. It's amazing. All I know about Bad Bunny is he wears, oh, that's the comment. Yeah, you have no proof of that whatsoever. And what is a trans flag? Is there even such a thing as a trans flag? And if so, TX Phoenix, why do you know about it? Preddy was attacking, bro. So in your imagination, Howie, but he actually wasn't, because he wasn't. He didn't put his hands on any. He didn't try to hurt any cops. He didn't even have his gun. Didn't even have his gun when they shot him. Oh, call back. Oh, you can't call from a private number. It doesn't work. My phone does not accept private numbers. Cops call from private numbers. So you'll have to call from your number. Enemy owner, $5. Thanks for your support. At least we'll end up in the right side of history. That's right. We will, man. Thank you very much for your support. No, I don't like his music. But what does that matter? I'm not one of the 100 million people that bought his albums. I mean, you know that he's wildly successful, right? You realize that he's sold 70 million more records than Kid Rock. I mean, don't you? You guys are, it's amazing. You will go out of your way not to believe something that's not convenient for you. It's amazing. Why don't you go suck a dick, dude? Because I'm straight. I don't know about in the universe, but in America, yes, it was the most secure election. I mean, Donald Trump's own attorney general said that. And his daughter, Donald Trump's daughter, agreed with him.
To accept, press 1. To send a...
Hey, what's up?
What's going on?
Chilling?
Yeah, what's going on?
Well, bro, are you serious?
Yeah, let's talk.
Okay, let's do that. What's going on? What the fuck do you mean? All right, come on. Let's talk.
So you're saying Renee Good did nothing wrong?
Yes. No, I didn't say.
Okay,
I didn't say she did nothing wrong.
Her stalking ICE agents,
which she wasn't doing.
With a vehicle that's a weapon, right?
I guess anything could be a weapon.
And then when they almost got ran over by a guy that already got ran over and received 38 stitches, finally shot her ass when she deserved it.
How does she deserve it?
Because she tried to run them over.
But she didn't, though.
Oh, she didn't?
No. I've analyzed the living shit out of that video. I've analyzed the living shit out of that video. When he shot, he was on.
I don't care. The car still turned. It doesn't matter what way
when
the
he
wheels
shot,
are going. The axle went the other way.
When he shot, he was on.
You have a
Bro,
split
talk over
on
me
your life.
one more time. I'm gonna hang up on you.
Go ahead.
When he shot, she was turning. He was on the side of the car. He was not in front of the car when he shot. when he fired the shots. There's still framed
your
pictures. No, it's not my opinion. It's a fact. He wasn't in front of the car when he shot her. She was driving away from them.
You can see just because the wheels were turned the other way, the car still rotated towards him. But when you have a split second after you already almost got killed, you shoot. You shoot. You save your life. You don't have with a split second. How are you supposed to know that you're not going to get ran over?
Because you were on the side of the car and the car was not facing you. He was on the side of the car when he fired the shots, bro. Huh?
Do you have that good of reflexes that you know the car's not going to hit you?
Yeah, if you're on the side of a car that's facing the other direction, you know it's not going to hit you.
Never on the side.
It's not about yes, he was. It's not about cat-like reflexes. He was not in front of the car when he shot at her. He was already on the side of the car. And by the way, they had a conversation right before, and she told the dude, she was polite as could be. She was like, it's okay, dude. I'm not mad at you. She was trying to get out of there. She let one of the ICE agents' trucks pass. She wasn't blocking them at all.
Okay, and what about your buddy Alex? The guy that kicked the taillights out of the vehicle of the ICE car.
When did he do that?
Not only that, spit on the car.
Yeah, when did he do that?
Huh?
When did he do that?
Like a week before.
Oh, okay. Okay, good. Just wanted to make sure.
So they already had his face. They already knew who he was.
Yeah. Yep.
And also the guy was reaching in his waistband trying to fight the
No, he wasn't.
ICE agent.
He was not. You guys literally made that up. He was not.
Oh, okay.
Bro. He didn't even have the gun. They took the gun from him.
Yeah, they took one gun from him, but they don't know he doesn't have other weapons. And why did he have 3 mags on him?
I don't even know that he did.
You only carry 1 mag if you're just walking around being safe. Right?
I'm not even sure that he had. I haven't never gotten any official confirmation he had more than 1 mag on him. Never. But even if he did, aren't you guys the ones that believe you should be able to walk the streets with an AR-15 with a 30-round clip if you want?
That if it's visible, yes.
What about if you have a license to? No. What if you have a license? What if you have a license to carry legally, a concealed carry permit?
You want to know why I've never been shot? Because when a cop pulls me over, I put my hands on the steering wheel. I say I have a gun in my waist, and I say, sir, I will not make any sudden moves. I will pull out my gun and put it on the seat. Put it on the dashboard.
That's what you call white privilege. The cop will let you pull out your gun and lay it on the seat. And if you were black, he would have blown your fucking brains out as soon as you reached for the gun.
Oh, yeah, of course.
There's no question about
it.
If
he was Mexican?
Same thing. Go look up Philando Castile. Go watch that video.
So just only white people get away with it, right?
Yes.
Because when you do the right thing, only white people get away.
No, Philando Castile, for example, he was pulled over. He wasn't even driving. He was in the passenger seat. They shouldn't have even been fucking with him. They asked him for his ID, which they didn't have the right to ask him. He said, okay, but I have to reach for my wallet. They said, go ahead, reach for your wallet. And then they killed him as soon as he reached for his wallet.
Word for word things that were, how did you hear his voice when nobody was close enough to have any voice?
Whose voice?
Alex, how'd you get his voice?
Who said they did?
Isn't that what you just said? That he said, I have my.
I said,
give me your ID.
I said Philando Castile. I told you to watch that video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I never seen that video, but
of course not. Fox News ain't going to show you that.
I don't watch Fox News.
Yeah, I know, and none of you do. None of you do. Yeah.
But let's go to the southern border real quick while I got you on here.
Okay.
How do you feel about Obama putting all your people in cages across the border in 110-degree weather? In cages.
What do you mean by my? What do you mean by my people? What do you mean by my people?
Mexicans, immigrants.
What do you think I am?
Illegal. Puerto Rican or Mexican or mixed.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm a Sicilian.
What are you?
I'm Sicilian.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Thank you.
See how you made that assumption?
I don't have any problem with that.
All right.
But how do you feel about that, though? Obama throwing them in cages across the border.
How do you feel about Trump doing it on a much larger scale?
He didn't throw them in cages.
Yes, he did.
Okay.
Yeah, he hundreds of thousands of people.
Proof of that. I'd love to see proof of that.
All right, let me look for it right now. I'm going to read it to you.
All right.
The difference between Obama and Trump putting kids in cages.
See, you can't go to this little
The core difference.
Alexa.
Hold on.
You can't Alexa's not a source.
So in other words, it's not Alexa, it's Google. But so in other words, I got to use what source do I have to use?
Still not a source.
So what source would be good?
But no. We can go with Google. But all right, then while we're on that subject with Google, why don't you Google Biden's term allowing 10 million illegals over?
Well, well, first of all, don't change subjects because you know I got the answer now.
You guys say 4 million, but Google says over 10 million.
Nobody says any. Google doesn't say that either. Google says there's no way to know.
I just looked it up.
Okay, go look it up and read it to me. And yeah, I know Biden's not president. We're still talking about Biden. All right, I'm going to read this to you in the meantime. The core difference is that Trump.
How many illegals did he let over?
Rude as a motherfucker. High on opiates and rude as a motherfucker.
Hold on.
You got that voice. You could always
okay, right here, buddy. Yeah. Here in Biden's term, January 2021 to 2025, U.S. Customs and Border Protection CBP recorded record high levels of encounters with the total nationwide encounters exceeding 10 million.
You realize you just proved your
8 million occurred on the southwest border.
Yes, exactly. Encounters.
Is that good for you? That was Google.
Encounters.
Now do you agree that over 10 million came over?
Encounters.
No, encounters. If we want to go to encounters, all right. Well, let me think.
You just read it, bro. It said 10 million encounters.
In Biden's terms, encounters were over 5,000 a day for Biden, and for Trump, 250 a day right now.
Right now, what about his first term?
5,000 to 250 a day encounters.
Yeah, and when Biden left office, in the months ahead of him leaving office, there was less people. There was less people coming through the southern border than per day than when Trump was in office. But hey,
you're stuttering now.
No, I already proved you wrong. You proved yourself wrong in the thing. You're just not. No, you're not bright. You said 10 million encounters, dopey. The question was how many people got into the country.
It said, oh my God.
It says encounters, fuckface. Read it again.
I just read you to the encounters.
It says encounters, yes.
All right, and then we can go, since we're talking.
Do you know the difference between counters and encounters and illegals making it into the country? Do you realize encounters means anybody who tried to cross the border?
Yeah, that tried to cross the border.
Yes, but you said 10 million people made it into our country.
Yes.
And I told you there's no number that tells you how many people.
They said 8 million from the southern border. So, and then another 2 point something from the northern border.
Yeah, encounters, not people that made it into the country.
It did not say encounters.
You just read it. Read it. Read what you just read. Read what you just read.
All right. It said recorded record high total nationwide exceeding 10 million. Of these, approximate 8 million occurred at the southwest.
No. Of these, what?
Illegal immigrants.
Encounters.
It did not say encounters.
Yes, you read it. No, do you want me to rewind the video? You said encounters the first time. That's why I even mouthed the words. Do you know that before you said encounters, I mouthed the word encounters to the audience? They saw me do it because I knew that that's the only stat you can get is encounters. Yeah, look at this guy. It doesn't mean they were turned back. Yeah, and it doesn't mean they were allowed in. It doesn't mean...
We can agree to disagree because it was open borders and they let them through.
How is it open borders when Biden was deporting people? How is it open borders?
They were bringing them in by busloads.
No, they
There's
weren't.
proof of them bringing in illegals in by busloads.
No, they weren't.
And
anybody that was brought here on a plane or anything was brought here under a work visa. There was not open borders. Why don't you Google when was the last time the U.S. had open borders?
Well, we all know it was open borders with Kamala and Biden. We all know.
But you won't look it up.
It's a well-known fact.
But you won't look it up and give me the answer you find.
I didn't even hear what do you want me to look up?
Look up when was the last time the U.S. had open borders.
Oh, God, like it's going to say. When was the last time U.S. had open borders?
It's going to say around 1920 or something like that.
Yeah, it's given a bunch of different dates, but it's not saying...
But it's not saying 2021 to 2025. 19th century.
And 1924.
I said 1920.
Yeah, there's so many different ones. I'd have to read this.
Except none of them are 2021 to 2025, correct?
Oh, wait, no. Hold on. With some critics have described recent administration policies as open borders in practice due to the high levels of illegal crossings enforcement challenges, such as in 2021 to 2023.
Yes. Bro, you said it yourself. They said, critics have said. But when you looked up when we had U.S. borders or open borders in the U.S., it didn't say 2021 to 2025.
It is right here.
No, it says critics say.
And so all these professionals are wrong now?
The critics are Fox News and OAN and Newsmax and people like yourself.
Okay.
They are.
Yeah, okay. All right, do you want to keep going or are you cooked?
Bro, I've proven everything. As a matter of fact, you've proven everything you said is wrong so far.
Yeah.
It's not 10 million crossings.
Read the chat.
It's not 10 million entries. It's not 10 million crossings. It was 10 million encounters. And it does not say that we had
needed their vote.
They can't vote. Illegal immigrants. Hey, Google can illegal immigrants vote in federal elections?
I'm not going to keep Googling stuff.
Okay, I'll Google it. I'll Google it.
Yeah.
No worries, bro. I'll do it. I got you. Hold on.
Yeah, and then you'll read it.
In the U.S., can illegal immigrants vote in federal elections?
Quit asking this stuff.
In the U.S., can illegal immigrants vote in federal elections? No, it's illegal, and I'll show.
You don't need ID.
I'll show.
In California, you don't need an ID.
Yeah, you still can't vote. No, it is illegal for you. Don't need an illegal. You don't need an ID. It doesn't mean. No, it's not.
Okay.
Listen to me. Listen. Okay, Google how many illegal immigrants voted in 2020.
Like they have those numbers, they don't have to use IDs.
Yeah, you can't
get about that.
Even without an ID. We've never had to use IDs in federal elections before Republicans started doing that.
Using an ID
because they have to be registered voters. You dolt.
Oh my God!
You have to register to vote.
You can register to vote without an ID.
Yeah, you have to be. If you vote under the penalty of perjury, by the way, if you register to vote. You're still probably going to be turned away at the poll because they're not going to have your information. You're not going to be successfully registered.
Yeah, I wish we could look up how many dead people voted that we've found out lately.
You can. Go ahead. Go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it.
How many people were 198?
Go look it up.
And how many people? Yeah.
Go look it up.
All right. How do you feel about?
And I'll read you this in the meantime. No, it is illegal for non-citizens, including those without legal status, to vote in federal elections in the United States. Federal prohibition. The Illegal Immigration Reform and Immigrant Responsibility Act of 1996 explicitly prohibits non-citizens from voting in federal elections for the U.S. House, Senate, and President.
Yeah, but when you don't need an ID to get registered or to vote, you cannot document that.
Yeah, well, how come we never needed ID in past elections? Like until
it's only been till what?
It's only these
ago?
red states that are making voter ID necessary. How come we never needed that and it's not in the Constitution?
Because they found out the 2020 election was rigged.
Where's the proof of that? Because they found out it wasn't, actually.
The proof is that they found out in Michigan that, I don't know, was it Puerto Rico that made a chip that when Trump got to a certain vote, they started cutting them off, and then Biden all of a sudden took a hike, like the highest hike they've ever seen in history.
You know this has all been debunked, right?
No, it has not.
Yeah.
I just seen it.
Where did you see it? Fox News?
No, I don't watch the news. I fact check and I fact check and then I fact check again.
Hey, could you do me a favor and Google?
Like Trump,
Google.
Just like Trump cut the overdoses in half from his border policy, securing the borders.
Yeah, he didn't.
So he's saving lives. How do you feel about that?
He didn't cut them in half.
Many
he didn't cut them in half.
Oh, it went from 60,000 from in 2023, 110,000. So, okay, it was a little bit less than half.
Okay. You know why? Do you want to know why?
Why is that?
You know that during COVID, the suicide rate and the rate of drug use and drug overdoses skyrocketed because people were at home.
Rate, oh my! No, this is just overdoses. Just overdoses.
Yeah, I know. Look it up.
Just overdoses.
Ask if there was a major spike in drug overdoses during COVID when people were on lockdown.
Dude, come on, bro. We're not gonna blame.
You don't want to look it up because every time you've looked something up, I've been right so far.
For a couple thousand people ODing, and that was not because of suicide. That was
no.
They were fucking.
I said drug overdoses and suicide spiked during COVID.
I'm not counting suicide.
Okay, then just drug overdoses. Guys, you don't understand. I'm not including suicides in drug overdoses. I was just mentioning they both spiked. Drug overdoses spiked during COVID. People were not leaving their houses, remember?
The people that were tricked by Bill Gates,
bro,
your guy.
Google, did drug overdoses spike during COVID?
I'm not gonna Google that, bro.
All right, I'll Google it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna Google every.
Yeah, of course you won't, because every time you've been proven wrong. Did drug overdoses spike during COVID? I haven't been proven
wrong yet. All right, let's go to this.
You've been proven with everything you said. Wait, hold on. Look, I'll show it to the chat. Look at that. What does that say? Yes, drug overdose deaths in the U.S. did spike. Significantly during the COVID-19 pandemic, accelerating an already existing trend. The surge was driven by several pandemic-related disruptions and increased prevalence of illicit fentanyl in the drug supply. There you go. So they spiked during COVID. So they dropped after COVID.
Are separate than overdose.
Yeah, that's not suicides. That's overdoses. That's overdose deaths. It didn't even say suicides.
Yeah, because your lefty channel, everything you look up is lefty.
Why don't you look it up on Grok, Elon Musk's Grok, see what it says.
I don't even have it.
Yeah, well, you should get it because it'll tell you the same answer.
Why would I get it? Remember,
because you don't trust anything you consider a left-leaning source, but Grok is obviously a right-leaning source. Because you don't trust anything you call a left-leaning source, and Grok is obviously a right-leaning source. How do you look things up without a search engine? Tell me that.
All right. Why don't we go to Trump? Do you agree that he had about 700,000 deportations in his first year? That's pretty good, right?
That might be something like that.
Yeah,
I think it was a
something
lot
like
more
I'm
than
not
that.
I'm not gonna say it's way over, but it's within at least 20,000 of that.
Okay.
But how about the 2.2 million self-deportation?
That's not a confirmed number. I just read about this last night.
It's not confirmed.
It's an
So what is
estimated
the
number. It's not
number?
confirmed, and it's estimated by Trump's ICE and Customs and
the
Border Control.
Homeland of Security.
Yes, Homeland Security,
Homeland Security.
exactly. Yep.
The people that keep track of all that stuff
Mm-hmm.
is the source.
Yep.
My sources are not Google, not this, not that.
Your
I go to
sources are the
Google,
loyalists
I go to
that
Homeland
Donald Trump
Security,
put in
DHS.
place to give him the numbers he wants. Your sources are the biggest lying administration in the history of America. The same people that said they
another one.
investigated
How
Tom
about the
Homan
gas
and found no
prices?
wrongdoing. Gas
How
prices,
about the gas price?
gas prices went down like they would have no matter who was president. We were producing
No, they
record
wouldn't
amounts
have.
of oil under Joe Biden.
No, because no Democrat had the balls, even though Biden said they put a bounty on Maduro's head, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't do shit about it.
Yeah.
Trump did something, and all of a sudden we got 3 million barrels of oil, and we basically run that shit now.
You think gas prices drop? First of all, I don't think we did. But you're saying the gas prices dropped because of Venezuela that just happened like a month ago, but gas has been dropping for
they
like
already had
a
dropped. They already had dropped,
Mhm.
but they're going to drop even more.
You think we're just going to be able to get that oil? How are we going to do that when not even the oil companies are interested in taking that oil because it's such an unbearable pain in the ass that it's not even worth it?
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
Who? Which oil company?
He had a meeting with all the big oil companies, and it was televised, and they all said they'll get in there as quick as possible. They have to have major security, obviously, and then
what was it? What's your source of that?
do their job and start drilling.
What's your source of that?
I watched it.
Oh, okay. On what?
On Trump's roundtable.
Oh, a Trump's roundtable. Trump lied 30,000 times in 4 years.
Everybody in there, just like he listens to billionaire tech
Yeah.
to have them these special weapons, gives them a seat at the table
Yeah.
to talk about what they have, and we go into Venezuela's biggest base in the southern.
Hold on a sec. Hold on.
Below the southern border, and we took Maduro out with 20 guys that were puking up blood coming out their ears, falling to the ground.
And you know this how?
The security guard for them, one of the guys that lived, said that everybody dropped to their knees.
And if it was Biden in office, how many people would it have taken?
Like it.
So it was the U.S. military.
No, one of the
No, it was the U.S. military that removed Maduro, right?
What?
It was the U.S. military that removed Maduro, right?
Specifically Delta Force, the baddest motherfuckers in the world.
So if they were used under a different administration, they wouldn't have been able to pull it off with the same amount of guys?
Nope, because they didn't have these weapons until Trump.
What weapons did he get them that they never had before?
We have these weapons. These weapons will work, and let's try them. And Trump said, you know what? Let's fucking do it.
Kenneth, look it up. Trump lied 30,000 times in 4 years.
Biden had a $50 million bounty on his head for 4 years, and he did absolutely nothing.
Hey, who put that in place? Who put that? Who put that bounty in place?
No dictators.
Who put that bounty in place, bro?
Free Maduro.
Who put that?
Fucking Maduro.
Who put that bounty in place?
Biden.
What year was that bounty put in place?
You look. I'm not looking. You do your work. I'm fucking cooking right now.
Yeah, it was 2020. Trump wasn't. Biden wasn't in office then.
That's a fucking lie, you idiot.
Look it up.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Look it up.
Hey, dude. I don't dislike you, but you're not a good debater.
Every single thing you've said, I've proven wrong so far. Everything.
But you could do me a favor and thank Trump for giving you a job.
Bro, I've been on YouTube talking about the mafia for 4.5 years, and I've made over 6 figures a year every year talking about the mafia. I just started talking about
Okay.
Trump. You look through my channel. I've interviewed Hollywood celebrities on my channel, you fucktard.
For a while, remember? You used to say that you weren't Democrat or Republican.
No, I never said
You were
that.
independent.
I never ever said that.
You said you were not Democrat
I didn't.
nor Republican.
I didn't.
First started off.
I didn't. But will you do me a favor?
Fat.
Will you do me a favor?
What's that?
I'm 6.5 years clean and sober, and I run addiction and recovery shows on this channel also.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
buddy. I applaud you for that.
Thank you. Now I want you to get clean.
A long time ago, I had a problem too.
I could hear it in your voice, brother. I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm not. I'm showing genuine concern for you.
Yeah.
You're high now.
What?
You're high right now.
I'm high right now. Yeah, that's funny.
You got the weak opiate voice, bro. No, I know you guys always think you can get away with it, but there's no missing it.
I'm losing my voice. I'm losing my voice from raising my voice.
Okay. All right. Well, listen.
All I've had was a half cup of coffee today.
All right. So stay on the phone for just a second. So first of all, someone said no oil pipelines because I said that Biden produced record amounts of oil under his administration. Did Biden produce record amounts of oil during his 4 years?
Yes, the United States produced record amounts of oil during President Biden's time in office. Crude oil output reached all-time highs, surpassing 13 million barrels per day, and the U.S. remained the top oil producer.
Okay. Now, let me
proving that to a person in chat or something.
Yes. Now you started the conversation with the kids in cages. Now watch. What's the difference between Trump and Obama putting kids in cages?
I didn't say kids.
People in general.
I said illegal immigrants.
Okay, the primary difference is that Trump administration implemented a zero tolerance policy that systematically separated thousands of children from their parents as a matter of standard practice and deterrent.
They could have took their kids with them.
No, they couldn't have. Let me finish reading. While the Obama administration used similar detention facilities for unaccompanied minors, children who arrived without a parent or a legal guardian, and separated families only in limited specific circumstances. So again, Trump did.
Did you say Biden?
Oh, no, Obama. If I did, I meant Obama. While the Obama administration. So Trump did this on a much larger scale than Obama did.
You looked up kids, buddy. You looked up kids, and they keep making this shit up about kids, like the 5-year-old that they said they threw in a cage.
They did.
Did you know what happened? You know what happened?
Yeah, his father got taken in by ICE, so they put the kid.
They chased his father. He took him on a high-speed chase. He got out. He ran. He left his 5-year-old kid in the car. The agents, ICE agents, don't leave him alone, so a guy stayed with them. Then they went and took him to get something to eat. Then they took him back to his home where there was a bunch of people in the house, and they wouldn't even open the door to let the kid in.
Yeah, that's not true.
That's not true, huh?
No, the guy just got arrested because he was illegal, and they took his kid and put him in a cage. Yeah, that is literally not what happened.
He didn't run and leave his kid in the car?
No.
In freezing cold weather?
Oh, I don't know about that part. I don't think so. But he got.
Yes, he did.
Okay, well, even if he did.
It was on video.
But bro, do you realize a minute ago you said he was in a high-speed chase?
He ran from the police. I don't know what you want to
call it. So why did you say high-speed chase, bro?
Because he ran from him in his car.
I don't believe he did. I don't believe he did. I believe he got arrested and they took his kid.
When you're running from the cops in your car, what is it? A slow speed chase?
Can you look up the story for me real quick and give it to me? Just look up the story of the 5-year-old that was arrested by ICE.
Dude, you look it up again since you're doing so well at those.
So you won't look it up because you're afraid you're wrong.
No, I watched it, dude. I watched the fucking video of the police cams of the guy running, them finally getting him to where his car was out, like pulled over, hit a curb or something.
Okay.
And then the guy got out, ran, left his kid in the car. ICE agent stayed back with the kid because that's what they do. They protect kids.
Okay.
Blah, blah, blah. They caught the guy. They tried to take the kid home after they went and got him something to eat, and they would not open the door for the kid.
Who wouldn't?
The kid's parents home.
Didn't you just say the kid's father was gone? And the father got arrested, by the way. You know that, right?
Yeah, the father got arrested.
Yeah.
But there were people at his house that would not open the door for the kid. You get that?
Hold on. So here's the story. So 5-year-old Liam Conejo Ramos and his father were released from ICE custody in early February 2026 after a federal judge ordered their release. So obviously there was no high-speed chase or anything like that. Condemning the detention as cruelty, they returned to Minnesota from a Texas detention center after being detained for nearly 2 weeks, a case that drew national attention and protests.
Exactly. Always silent protest.
Detention. Liam and his father that's because ICE was killing people. Liam and his father, asylum seekers from Ecuador, were don't talk, bro. I'm reading. Liam and his father, asylum seekers from Ecuador, were detained in late January 2026 in Columbia Heights, Minnesota. Controversy. Reports surfaced that agents used the child as bait to lure his father out, while the Department of Homeland Security claimed the father fled, leaving the child. A federal judge intervened to order their release. So in other words, no high-speed chase or anything like you just said.
Okay. Yeah, so it was just a chase then. So, okay, sorry.
No, it wasn't a chase of any kind.
Speed limit chase.
It was not a chase. The fucking judge released them. When you run from law enforcement, you're going to jail.
They had to.
But he was released. Why was he released 2 weeks later?
They're giving him his due process.
So why was he released
2
weeks later?
Because they're giving him his due process.
But so he didn't run from cops.
He bailed out. He bailed out.
Hey, let me ask you something. When you run from cops, is that a crime?
Yes, fleeing and looting.
Do you go to jail for that, even if you're an American?
Just like that guy did, yes.
Okay.
And then you can get bailed out and you can get your due process.
If you're an illegal immigrant who's under detainer, you can get bailed out.
Okay.
No, I'm asking you.
What happened?
That's not what happened. I just read it to you. Holy shit, bro. This is why you don't want to look anything up. Every single thing you've said on this call, you've been wrong about.
Was your source from CNN or a lefty wing news channel?
Well, first of all, when you guys say that, you know that Fox News and them report the shit differently. They lie about it. So the sources are the New York Times, NPR, The Guardian, ABC News, KSTP 5 Eyewitness News, which is a local station, CBS Mornings, Good Morning America, ABC News again, ABC 7. Look,
mainly all lefties.
I'll show. Who do you think's going to tell the truth about that? Fox News? The ones that yell or lie to you about every single fucking thing?
No, just the body cam footage.
Where'd you see the body cam footage?
I've seen it on the internet many times.
Okay, tell me where to find it. I'll look it up right now.
I don't know where to find it. I've seen it on the internet when I was scrolling through, looking, going down the rabbit hole.
So no proof of your claim whatsoever.
And that's where it popped up.
So no proof of your claim whatsoever.
I don't just say go to Fox News.
Okay, so no proof of your claim whatsoever, right?
What's that?
What proof of your claim do you have? Any?
Yeah, that is. Look it up. All right. You might be able to Google it. Actually, you might even be able to go to YouTube. It'd probably be even easier to look up the body cam footage of what happened with the 5-year-old and the dad abandoning him.
Do you know that ICE, they were just ordered like in the last week or so to wear body cams, and they never wore them before?
That's a good thing.
So they didn't have body cam footage of it.
And there was police involved
Mm-hmm.
in the chase.
So tell me where I can find
The
it.
police didn't just sit there and say, no, let's not.
So when
follow
I
this
read
guy.
to you the part where it says the children used his child to lure him out, meaning he was inside, you still want to go with that there was a chase and he was breaking the law.
Wait, what did you say? That
It
the
said
children
that
was
they
inside.
used his child to lure him out. So that means he was in somewhere, right? So
I thought
how did this happen during a high-speed chase?
No, he got back to his house, and then he got arrested. Is that what you're telling me?
He never went back to his house.
You just said he got back to his house, and they used a 5-year-old to lure him out.
I did not say that, bro. You are high as a fucking kite. I said
And what did
they
you say?
lured
It's
his
hard to
child,
understand.
meaning he must have been inside somewhere. You're saying this happened during a high or slow speed police chase, depending on which story you want to tell.
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus Christ. All right, brother. It's been fun talking to you.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Your sources are incredible.
I know.
Bro.
But except you don't have any sources. You just saw it, but you can't tell me where you saw it.
I just told you 3 times that it was all over the internet.
And so that's your source all over the internet?
And there's cameras on the police cars or the ICE cars, whatever it may be, that show the guy running.
Hey, I saw an internet video once of a dog turning into a cat.
Yeah.
You think that was real?
Okay, yeah.
You're just taking my word for it because I don't have a
Your
source.
sources are good, but
Yeah, I know they
none
are.
of the righty sources are good, right?
Well, you're not even citing a righty source. You just made up a story about a father going on a high speed chase, and then they arrest the son when the father gets away, and then they take the son back to the house where I guess the mother is, but she won't answer the door for her son, so they arrested the son. When in reality, what happened is they used the child probably to lure the father out of his house, and then when he came outside, they arrested both of them.
They just tried to return the kid, and they wouldn't open the door.
They didn't. Did I say just try to?
You want to talk about just one last thing, and then I'll be done?
Sure, why not? ICE had shown up after they had already gotten home. Yeah, go ahead.
Let me get a drink of my coffee. My throat.
Your methadone, you mean?
Yep. The good old meth.
Yeah.
Hey, I didn't die off fentanyl. So
Yet.
Never even seen it.
I'm glad you didn't, bro, and I hope you don't.
I would never.
Okay. So what's the other thing you wanted to
I'm
talk
in my
about
40s,
so I could get back to my life? What else you want to talk about?
All right. So Kamala and Biden had the Epstein files for 4 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
They released absolutely nothing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, when Kamala was running against Trump, if all them files that they doctored that you see now that are AI, they put kids in front of Trump that are already all debunked.
What's your proof that they doctored anything in the Epstein files?
If they had anything on Trump, anything, the slightest little thing, why wouldn't they use that as their pun intended Trump card?
Okay.
And Trump would have never been in office. Trump would have never been president if they brought those out.
All right.
And then not only that.
So you don't want an answer. You just want to keep talking.
No, go ahead.
Okay. So who had the files before Biden and Kamala?
There's no proof that Trump had the files.
Yes, there is. There's just as much proof as there is that Kamala and Biden had them. The Trump Department of Justice had the files.
We'll say Trump had the files.
Okay, so why didn't he release them to win 2020?
Because he did win 2020.
I'll ask again. So why didn't he release the files to assure his win in 2020? Why?
Because he did win, and there's too many big names in there for him just to bring them out willy-nilly.
But there's not too many big names for Biden and Kamala to take them out all willy-nilly.
Not when Trump name's in there. That's all they want is Trump's name. They said they could care less about any other Democrat, Republican.
They never said that.
Trump.
They never said that.
Did you ever see?
They never said that. It's funny how you lie and then just
Okay.
move on to something else.
No, I'm sticking on the same subject.
Can I ask you a question?
Did you see his attorney, Epstein's attorney, ask him, "Do you have anything on Trump? Because if you do, we can get you a sweetheart deal."
They asked who that?
Absolutely not.
Who said that?
Trump or Epstein's attorney. He did a conference.
And said what to who?
He said to Epstein, "Do you have anything on Trump?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you do, I mean anything,
Mm-hmm.
we can get you a sweetheart deal."
Okay.
And he said, "No, I wish I did."
Where'd you hear that?
Epstein's attorney did a fucking press conference.
Okay. Could you show me the source? I'll get the video. I'll pull it up right now and play it for everyone.
Look up Epstein's attorney's press conference where he talks about Trump being not being in the files.
Did Epstein get offered a sweetheart deal if he would give up information on Trump?
He didn't get offered. He said that he could get a sweetheart deal. No offer.
Based on recent November 2025 reports, a former cellmate of Jeffrey Epstein alleged that New York prosecutors offered to let the financier walk free if he agreed to implicate Donald Trump in his crimes. Yeah, that's a cellmate.
Yep.
It even says the cellmate's allegations, Nicholas Tartaglione, or whatever the fuck his name is, a former police officer shared a cell with Epstein in 2019, claimed in a July 2025 pardon application. Oh, he said this in a pardon application. So in other words,
yeah, at least some people are admitting.
Okay.
Hey, that's good.
Okay, so in other words, let me break this down for you. So what this says is that a disgraced cop, an inmate, who says he shared a...
But you
hold
said it
on,
wrong anyway.
hold
you
on.
said that he was offered a sweetheart deal.
Hold
I said,
on.
no, he could get.
Hold on. So a disgraced cop who's in prison with Epstein and says he shared a phone with Epstein in an application for a pardon, who, he's got to kiss Trump's ass to get the pardon. He said that I heard that Epstein was offered a sweetheart deal to say he had something on Trump.
No, he said Epstein told him.
No. He might have.
Let
me see. But even if he did, so this is a cop applying for a pardon with Trump. He wants to curry favor with Trump. So he said, I can give you information that proves that Trump didn't do anything in the Epstein files. And his information is simply something he made up. Nicholas Tartaglione, a former police officer who shared a cell with Epstein in 2019, claimed in a July 25 pardon application that Epstein told him federal prosecutors said they would drop charges if he snitched on then President Trump. So in other words, this is just a guy
or had anything on him.
Okay, so you don't trust any source I give you, but we're supposed to believe a guy who was applying for a pardon for Donald Trump. There's no proof that Epstein ever said anything this to him.
Let me look this up. Let me look it up since you want to. Okay, hold on. Show me the press conference where Epstein's attorney said he could get Jeffrey Epstein a deal if he had anything on Trump. Okay, there's like several of them.
Okay, which ones?
This one is through YouTube.
All right. YouTube. Okay. Yeah.
Hold on.
I saw a video with a cat driving a car once on YouTube.
I accidentally fucking backed out.
Yeah. Bro, just admit you made that, or that it doesn't mean anything. It was just simply something that a guy said so he can get a pardon from Trump. Just admit it.
No, hell no.
All right.
You weren't in the fucking cell anyways.
And neither were you.
Bottom line is, it happened. You can find it. It's all over the internet.
What's the
It's
proof
been
that
all
it
over the
happened?
internet.
So you can't find a source that.
Because I seen the press conference. What do you mean?
Yeah, it's funny. You keep seeing these things, but you can't find them when it's needed.
I said I just found it on YouTube. What do you want me to do?
Well, how can we see it? I mean, you're trying to prove a point here, right?
What do you want me to email it to you? The fuck. But that's good for today.
Yeah. No. Hold on. Wait a minute. No. We got to get back.
Stop believing in everything.
Have you ever had a personal relationship with Donald Trump?
What do you mean by personal relationships?
Have you socialized with him?
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever socialized with Donald Trump in the presence of females under the age of 18?
Though I'd like to answer that question, at least today, I'm going to have to assert my 5th, 6th, and 14th Amendment rights, sir.
Yep, and Epstein said he never received a massage either. That's in the file. And so was, hey, check the file.
So why didn't he just lie and say, no, I was never
and
around children under the age of 18 with Donald
and
Trump?
that Wolf guy are both in the file, so.
I don't think they are. And if they are, what are they in there for?
I've read the files multiple times.
You read 3 million pages?
Everything on Trump.
Okay, so what are they accused of, Michael Wolff?
Just so I could go back and fact check and then fact check.
Okay, so what's Michael Wolff accused of?
What was Michael Wolff accused of besides lying?
In the Epstein file, you just said he's in the Epstein files. What was he accused of?
Falsifying shit about Trump.
Oh, so in other words, in Trump's opinion, he lied about him, but nothing that has to do with pedophilia. Did you see the part where Trump was accused of auctioning off the young girls and measuring their vulvas and vaginas with his fingers?
Yeah, that was AI. That's the thing. I know you're older, buddy, but you gotta check AI these days.
How do you know it was AI? It came from the Department of Justice.
All you have to do is fact.
It came from the Department of Justice.
But you can't just go to Google. You got to go to different sources. You can't just go to lefty.
Yes, I got the Epstein files that I have off of DOJ.gov. So you're saying the Department of Justice used AI?
Just like that picture of Trump with like 4 little girls in front of him. That was fucking fake as fuck.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. But what's your proof that this is AI? Because the files came from the Department of Justice.gov, DOJ.gov.
And do you know that they had an open line, so anybody across the world could call on an open line and not give your name, not give your anything to you, and you could have said whatever you wanted happened in those Epstein files.
So you just skipped the AI conversation and moved on to something else.
That's part of the conversation. That's fucking anybody.
So you did. So I'm going to
up
ask again
about Trump.
So the Department of Justice. But wait, you said it was AI. Is it AI or is it something somebody just said to the tip line?
No. What did you just say? What AI?
You said those accusations about Trump were AI.
99% of them. There's no proof that he did anything.
But they came from the Department of Justice's website. So who did the AI? The Department of Justice? Pam Bondi? Todd Blanche? Who did the AI?
Yeah, just like Pam Bondi needs to be fired immediately.
Okay. So anyway, back to the conversation about the Epstein files under Biden. Do you have any idea why Biden or Kamala didn't release the files?
Yeah, because all their backers were in there, like Bill Gates and everybody, their best friends, Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, Obama, fucking everybody.
Obama's not in there.
Okay, Obama was the one pulling the strings. I'm sorry.
According
Just
to
like he said,
your feelings, you feel that way.
If he can't, if
You have
he
no
could
proof of that. You just
have-
feel that way.
just like Obama said, if he had Democrats in office, he could be the puppeteer.
Yeah, he never
for the
said that.
puppet.
He never said that. So anyway,
Yeah.
let me ask you
He
something.
said if he could,
I feel like
Just
you've
like
had some
Kamala.
run-ins with the police in your lifetime. Am I correct?
yeah, of course.
All right. So
When
if
I
a
was
case,
19
let me
years
ask you
old.
something. If a
18
case,
years old.
okay, if a case
Sorry.
is under investigation with the police, do they release all the files, evidence, proof on that case while it's still under investigation?
When it's under investigation, yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
They give out all the information on the case,
They don't give out all the information, but they'll let know what's going on.
but will they release like their case files on it?
I don't think so.
Yeah, exactly. You just answered your own question. Joe Biden was in office
Who knows?
when Ghislaine Maxwell got convicted. She immediately went on appeal. And according to the FBI and the DOJ, they were still getting information sent to them from victims and stuff like that. Plus, Ghislaine Maxwell's case was on appeal. And if they did anything to jeopardize that, her case could have been thrown out. She would have walked free. So there was also ongoing litigation with Prince Andrew and all types of other stuff. So the files couldn't be released. They couldn't be released until her last appeal was exhausted in 2025. And then Pam Bondi said in July of 2025, we are closing the Epstein case. There are no further investigations. That's when it became okay for the first time to release the files.
Okay.
So there's your answer.
My answer. What's that the answer of?
That's the answer to the question, why didn't Biden and Kamala release the files?
Oh, okay. Yeah, so if they would have released the files, they would have been president. It makes absolutely no sense.
Let me ask you something.
Election if Trump was in them, like they said he was.
Yeah. Trump is in them. There's no if anymore. Trump's in them. 38,000 times.
If there was solid proof, plus all the girls that came out and said something, all the major girls that were there most of the time said Donald Trump was never there, and Donald Trump not
12
only
girls.
that,
12 girls out of over
Mar-a-Lago.
1,000.
He banned him from Mar-a-Lago. He was part of the reason why he got arrested.
Okay.
And the girls that
he was not part of the reason he got arrested, and he did not ban him from Mar-a-Lago.
Them and their attorneys out.
He did not ban him from Mar-a-Lago, and he did not.
Yes, he did.
He did not help get him arrested.
Yes, he did.
There's no proof. There's just Donald Trump saying that. It's just Epstein said that he simply asked him to resign his membership, and that was because of a real estate lawsuit.
It's Caroline Levitt and a bunch of other people. Oh yeah, Caroline's not the fucking. She's the best fucking press secretary there ever was.
Yeah.
She cooks people.
Yeah. Hey, let me ask you something. What was I going to say? I don't even remember now. Somebody said that he did ban him from Mar-a-Lago. There's no proof he banned him from Mar-a-Lago. It's just because he said he did. No, there's not. And he never, you could Google it, Grok it, Chat GPT, that shit. He never took any part in Epstein getting arrested. Never, not once. Okay. And Epstein said,
Hold on, wait. Let me Google real quick.
Epstein said, oh, go ahead.
Did Trump have Epstein banned from Mar-a-Lago?
It's going to say yes based on his claims, but not on proof. There's no proof.
Yes, absolutely.
Read it.
Yep.
Read it.
There's like 7 of them. Hold on.
Okay. Hey, you want to hear something? This is an email from where did that go? The fuck did it go? Oh, this is an email from Jeffrey Epstein to Michael Wolff. I don't know why it starts this way. It says some at dinner with Donald last night were there you go. Some at dinner with Donald last night were concerned about dementia, tons of makeup, did not recognize old friends. That was from Friday, December 29th, 2017.
I'm sorry, I wasn't able to listen to that. I was looking up I was reading.
It's Jeffrey Epstein
Marvel
talking about
stuff.
being at dinner with Donald Trump in December of 2017.
Say that again? Was Donald Trump at dinner with Epstein in 2017?
I just read you an email from DOJ.gov, the Epstein files, from Jeffrey Epstein to Michael Wolff from 2017. And he said, some at dinner with Donald last night were concerned about dementia, tons of makeup, did not recognize his old friends.
So you're saying that he told them that in 2017, but when did it really take place?
He said at dinner last night.
2009.
He said at dinner, some at dinner with Donald last night. He said last night. That would have been Friday or Thursday, December 28th.
The email was on the 2017.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean that dinner was on in 2017.
Yeah, he said last night. It says last night. I'll show it to everybody.
That's just when he got him the files. Come on, bro. You can't be that hard-headed.
When who got the files?
I mean, everything Donald Trump isn't bad. It isn't Orange Man bad. Orange Man bad. I agree. He might make some bold moves and do some dumb shit sometimes and say some stuff, like Iceland, president slip up.
Hey, are you bothered at all by the fact that he's accused of raping 13-year-olds in the files? And by the way, let me bring something up. You guys, hold on. You guys always like to say, oh, but the victim said he didn't do anything. Except it was 12 victims out of over 1,000. And there was one girl you always forget about, Katie Johnson, who said that she was brutally raped by Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein in 1996. And she's one of the survivors. So don't talk about the 12 that said he didn't do anything wrong without mentioning Katie Johnson.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. You done for the day? Can I get back to my life now?
Yeah, get to back what you were doing. I'm just glad I got to show everybody that you don't know that much what you're talking
You're
about.
right. I'm a total moron. You're right.
You go to Google and grok for your sources.
Yeah. And you go where exactly? Oh, yeah, that's right. You can't find any sources. I forgot. Guys, you don't want to debate me. It's a big mistake. I know too much shit. I mean, seriously, stop trying. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like when you guys come on because I can embarrass you, but you got to learn that you're just going to be embarrassed. I want to go back to the first thing because he tried to deny this after he read it and proved himself wrong. He said 10 million people made it into the country. And then I said, show me proof. Google it. Because when you Google how many illegals entered the country, or do it on Grok or ChatGPT, it's going to say there's no definitive number. We don't know. Okay. Now we know that there's about 14 million in the country now. Okay. So chances are 10 million didn't make it into the country during Biden's term. But when he looked it up, and I mouthed the word before he said it, encounters, because I knew that's what he was going to say. 10 million encounters. Not 10 million people that made it into the country. That means if I am on the U.S.-Mexico border right now and I encounter a fucking Customs and Border Control Patrol agent, that's an encounter. If somebody tries to come here from Mexico, but they're turned around and sent back home, that's an encounter. Doesn't mean they made it into the country. Say no to whatever he's smoking. Well, listen, I'm going to say, even though I think he's sick in the head, I think he has a serious drug problem. I don't know that for sure, but in my opinion, that voice only comes from one thing. And I believe he's high on opiates as we speak. And I do feel for him in that way. And I hope he gets help and gets better. I really do. I don't care what his political beliefs are. I do hope he gets better. I think he should get help immediately. It's the only way to do it. What, that guy? Probably not. How do you figure Fireplace Doctor? Everything you guys believe, I just proved to be nonsense. I even asked him to look up the Epstein. Did Trump kick Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago? And he said, yes, absolutely. And I said, read it. I'm not going to read it. Of course not. It's based on Trump's claim. That's it. Trump also claims that he's going to save you 1,500% on your prescription drug prices. And that's mathematically impossible. So forgive me for not just, taking as rock solid evidence Donald Trump's ridiculous lying claims. Plus, also, Are you talking about me or are you talking about him? I don't even know, Craig Kirshner. I don't even know what you were talking about. What was I going to say? I forget now. I lost my train of thought. Craig fucked me up. Why would you need to read anything? Because Jesus Christ, this is like the guy who said fact checking is bullshit. Because you can't just make a claim and then not tell anybody where you got the information. He wanted me to Google every fucking thing. I Googled it and read it, right? But what do you mean? Why would you need to read anything? Where do you get your information from? Trump? Oh, Craig Kirshner was talking about the caller. Yeah. G Money talking about you. This guy named himself after a black character from New Jack City, a black drug dealer. And he's a Trump supporter. That's how confused he is. I know. The fact you kept the caller on for so long. I kept him on or he chose to be on? I kept him on for okay. All right. And if I would have said, hey, can we end this now? Because I gotta go. You would have said, you fucking pussy, you ran. I've been on YouTube a long time. I know how it works. It's YOU_RE, Mark. And if you didn't like it, you shook your head. Didn't like what? G Money, call in right now, 410-941-9850. This is only for G Money because I want to go, but I'll be willing to debate with him. Call in. Let's do it. I fucking annihilate you guys. Anybody who tries to debate me and you still walk around with your head up like you won something. That fucking guy, I didn't even have to prove him wrong. He proved everything he said wrong. He asked me for sources. I gave him a list of sources. He said, bullshit. I asked him for sources and he said, I saw it on YouTube once. Yeah. Only G Money. Well, yeah, none of you are going to call in anyway. I want to leave. You understand? I want to end the show. You just heard me say that minutes ago. I want to end the show. It's over 2 hours. I don't even do these shows that long. But because G Money is such a shit talker, I would like to embarrass him. But I will make an exception for you, WJW Willow. You can call in too. Now it's for G Money or WJW Willow. Go ahead. No. I just challenged you. Call me. 410-941-9850. Little guys. I don't even know who yous are. I'm picking a little guy. Why don't you call in, WJW? There's the number in the chat. JGB, my friend who's been with me for years, put it in there. Yeah, I know. Me too. Kentucky. This ought to be good.
To accept, press 1. To send.
Who's this?
G Money.
Oh, what's going on? Let's debate.
Okay, well, all I was going to say was that, no, I didn't name myself after a New Jack City character.
Okay.
It was after one of my old bosses. So he was just rich, and I liked him. His first name was Gerald, so that's where I got it from. Anyways, the email or whatever you were reading about Epstein, it said, it said some of you were having dinner or some were having dinner. Nowhere does it say I was having dinner.
It said some at dinner last night with Donald.
Some had dinner.
No, it said some at dinner. At dinner. In other words, he was at dinner with the people, and some of them were concerned. What the fuck is that? Go ahead, sorry.
Okay, so you're saying that. So he lied. So Trump lied and never actually banned him from Mar-a-Lago, and then he was actually still having dinner with this guy while he was president of the United States.
I'll tell you what. From what I know,
does that sound accurate?
Yes, I'll tell you what I
would be doing. Yeah. Okay.
So anyway, the Mar-a-Lago thing. Let me explain. First of all, and I'm not even being a dick, I'm explaining. You'll reject the information and say I'm stupid or something, but that's fine. There was a real estate deal back around that time, okay? Epstein was going to buy a house for $40 million that he really wanted. He invited Donald Trump over to ask for advice on where to put a pool because Trump is a builder. And you could look this story up. Trump then went and bought the house out from under Epstein for $45 million. And a year later, he sold it to a Russian oligarch for $95 million. Needless to say, Epstein was very pissed off and was going to sue Donald Trump. And Donald Trump simply asked Epstein to resign his membership. That's it. It had nothing to do with Epstein being a pedophile.
So this was in, what year was this? This was 2008 or prior to that?
Between 2004 and 2006. I believe he got busted in 2006 or something. And, yeah.
So he knew that he was, I mean, that it sounds like, I mean, if Trump was this guy's friend, wouldn't he be looking out for him? So maybe he didn't want him to have any ties to that building. But I mean, that's really besides the point. That's a tangent. What I believe, you know, and this isn't just my opinion, is that Trump started to meddle into all these people's business. The Clintons, he wanted to be, you know, he wants to be famous. He wants to be remembered. So he thought he had an opportunity to do better things for this country. He was watching the way it was being ran, and he wanted to, you know, actually make an impact. So he watched all these other people, you know, completely fail upwards at this job. So, and him being a construction magnate, obviously successful. You can't say he's a failure because he ran two things into the ground. Well, Atlantic City.
He ran dozens of businesses into the ground. 3 of them were casinos.
Okay. But how many businesses has he owned? I mean,
a lot. He failed at Trump Steaks,
right.
Trump Water, Trump Airlines, Trump Mortgage, Trump Board Game, Trump everything. He's failed at. Trump, did I say Trump Steaks?
97% failure, multi-billionaire. Okay.
Well, he inherited about, in today's money, about $400 million. So it's really not that impressive.
To be worth $7 billion from $400 million. Okay.
He was never worth $7 billion until now. He made $3.8 billion in 2025.
Yeah, and I mean, it was funny how everybody made fun of him when, you know, he lost money as the president. And then
he lost money, but
he turned profit.
He lost money because of COVID. He owns hotels. You can look it up. You can look it up anywhere. Why did Donald Trump lose money during his first administration? It was because hotels had to shut down and everything else, and they weren't getting business. That's why he lost money. That's the only reason. All hotels lost money during COVID.
Okay, well, the only other thing I wanted to say was that, you know, the story that the guy was saying that the guy ran from the cops, jumped out of the car, abandoned his child. It's right there on ABC. You can just, all I did was Google illegal abandoned child, and it literally came up January 26th. So the story is real. I mean, you know, just when you disagree with things, it doesn't have to mean that it must be fake. So.
Well, you're talking about a guy who said that the Epstein files are AI because they say bad things about Trump. So don't just put that on me. I'm telling you that.
No, right.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I mean, there's, you know, when you give people the opportunity to come out and report, I mean, there's going to be thousands of people coming out there and just saying, you know, off the wall stuff that, you know, they just want to add, you know, just pile up stuff to, you know, make everybody else's job a little bit more difficult. So and I think that's where, you know, I'm sure that there are things that Trump has done with Epstein that it's already been thrown around enough, but there's a lot of stories in there that are diversions, you know, to look this way while we cover this part up. I mean, it's a fact that, you know, John Podesta and you got all these people, Maria Abramovich and all these, you know, billionaire or multimillionaire, the ruling, you know, socialites.
Why are we talking about
they all
them,
get
bro?
together.
Why do you guys deflect to John Podesta? Trump is the president of the United States right now. Why? Who gives a fuck about John Podesta?
Right. Oh, because he had a lot of power for a long time.
Yeah.
And Trump has nothing to do with him. I mean, he's all over the Epstein files. And if you actually want to look into the Epstein files, I suggest you don't use Google, because when you do,
I don't use Google, G Money.
I'm saying
I got it from
I'm
departmentofjustice.gov. And listen, if John Podesta is all over the files, is Donald Trump all over the files?
Yeah, of course he is, because people have Jay and said Trump did this and Trump did that, and there's no actual proof. There's no art in Trump's house of decapitated men in some back end like they found at Jeffrey Dahmer's house. That's what John Podesta's brother has hanging in his ceiling.
John Podesta's brother. So now we're not just talking about Podesta, we're talking about his brother for some reason.
They work together, man.
Okay.
I mean, do you not do business with your family? Do you not hang out with your family?
Is this like when we talk about
with
Hunter
your family?
Biden, even though he was never anything more than the president's son? Is this like when we do that?
Right.
Because do you want to talk about the fact that
He had
every
no
single
influence.
member of Donald Trump's family, every child doubled their net worth since he took office for the second time? And his son Barron made $150 million off of insider trading?
I mean, I would have to look at it, man. I mean, yeah, there's the thing is when you got a strong name, you basically have some catapult to shoot you up in the stratosphere. You just use that name and people and doors open for you. That's a fact of life. Look at the Rothschilds, man. They've been doing it for hundreds of years.
So because Donald Trump has a prominent name. So because Donald Trump has a prominent name, any accusation made against him is bullshit.
No, I'm not saying that.
Because his own wife accused him of raping her, right?
Right, that's why she's still with him. I got you.
She's not living, she's dead. His wife, Ivana, in 1989, accused him in court filings of brutally raping her.
And she was, trying to get a divorce at that point and maybe a severance?
No,
that wouldn't have anything to do with it, right?
Even if it was, that means it's not true.
So when did this happen? This happened in 1988, I'm sure, and that's why she filed for divorce, or was that Donald Trump that filed for divorce because maybe he had moved on to somebody else?
1989.
The thing is, I want to go back to, don't use Google. If you want to learn something, you have to use other search engines.
Like what?
Because Google, they'll provide you they'll say a billion search results, but then after page 17, nothing else is relevant. It's all misinformation.
So what do I look? What do I use to look it up?
Brain to justify or to come to your own determination. Well, you just have to look it up. I mean, there's many different search engines.
Well, which one?
One example.
Which one?
One example I will use is, so I wanted to look up James Alefantis' Instagram archive, because I remember during COVID, the Comet Ping Pong Pizza guy, he's got all these bizarre photos and bizarre messaging that seems it all sounds very coded. Anyways, that was the whole Pizzagate. It's all fake. Well,
it is.
At one time, you could see his Instagram, and then he made it, privatized or whatever.
Okay.
And so we can no longer see it, but the internet has plenty of archives. Well, if you try and Google James Alefantis Instagram archive, nothing will show up. It'll all be, you're crazy, this is all conspiracy. That's all your search results will be. But if you use something, for example, Mojeek, MOJEEK.com, James Alefantis Internet Archive, the first result is exactly what you're looking for.
So in other words, don't use the largest search engine in the history of the internet. Use Mojeek.com.
Created by DARPA. That was created by DARPA. A weapon to subvert.
Hey, let me ask you something. When I Googled is did Donald Trump go to Epstein's Island? It says no. So that's bullshit then, right?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
No. You're saying that Google is bullshit, but when it gives you an answer you like, then it's a good resource.
It's what I'm looking for. If I ask you a specific question and it tells me that what you're looking for, we can't show you because it's off topic. It's just crazy. But I mean, you should go and everybody should go and look at these photos of who the Clintons and who Obama. I mean, Obama's been hanging out at Ping Pong Pizza when he was president.
No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. God,
yes, he was. Look up.
Even if he was, it's been debunked. So you're telling me that Donald Trump, a guy who's been accused, this is how biased you are. So Donald Trump, a guy who's been accused of, a guy who's been accused of sexual assault 28 times not since he ran for president, since the 1970s. He settled lawsuits and everything for sexual assault allegations.
Multi-billionaire women.
He was not a multi-billionaire in the 70s. He was not a multi-billionaire in the 70s.
Yeah, and Mike Tyson raped Robin Givens, and Trump for some reason was the only guy who stood behind him. Maybe he sympathized with him because he saw some guy with a whole lot of money being taken advantage of.
Who? Who stood?
Mike Tyson. Donald Trump.
Mike Tyson
sympathized with Mike Tyson when he was going to prison because he said that this woman had just created
yeah,
these
exactly.
lies.
Think about what you just said. So the guy that's always being accused of rape sympathized with another guy being accused of rape, most likely because they know they're both rapists. I mean,
is that what you do? Is that what you do?
How come other people that have never been accused of rape?
Is that what you do when you commit a crime? Is you go and find somebody who has also committed a crime and you say, "Oh, I know how you feel. We're both innocent." No,
you just did that. You're saying that's what Donald Trump did with Mike Tyson. So in other words, oh, he hung up. I don't want to show it. Call ended. He hung up. Okay. Criminally guilty because the statute of limitations wasn't up. You're getting cooked today. Michael Wags. Not a single person I've debated has proven one thing I'm wrong about. And you want another example? You want to hear the story about the 5-year-old boy? U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, detained a 5-year-old Minnesota boy on Tuesday as he returned home from school and transported him and his father to a Texas detention center. Liam Ramos, a preschooler, and his father were taken into custody while in their driveway. The superintendent of the school district in Columbia Heights.
To accept, press 1.
Yeah, hold on 1 second, bro. The superintendent of the school district in Columbia Heights suburbs said at a press conference on Wednesday, Liam, who had recently turned 5, is one of 4 children in the school district who have been detained by federal immigration, blah, blah, blah. Liam and his father had just arrived home. So G Money and the heroin guy, there was no high-speed chase. There was nothing of the sort. Go ahead, bro.
All right, first off, this is some of that misleading shit I'm talking about. Yes, he did produce record-breaking as far as putting out, mass amounts of oil. But read where it came from. It came from the biggest reserve ever stockpiled in American history by who? The Trump administration. It's a lot easier to tap into that shit when somebody already has stockpile for you. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
that's just basic business.
There was a lot of it was because of leases put in place by Trump. But the point
that may be the case.
But nobody ever said anything different. What was said is they were blaming Biden.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, they were blaming Biden for high gas prices, and they were saying that's because he produced no oil because he shut down one pipeline.
Yeah, okay, that's true. It wasn't just because.
Yeah,
I mean, it didn't help, but it.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Okay, next up, to play the game of, because I'm a firm believer in it too. These some bitches that hit him with rape charges that he didn't even bother attending the court case. He took it that serious. They hit him with 4 years of Russia. You mean to tell me we've fallen so far down the totem pole that we can't hit him with anything but 40-year-old rape allegations and some tax evasion shit from New York? That's a joke. If they were sitting on these files, you could show that he was diddling little kids on a fucking island somewhere, peddling preteen poon at an Epstein pool party. Bet your sweet ass that shit would have done dropped. And furthermore, these fucking files started all the way back in Obama era. So if we're gonna say that shit, actually started at the end of W era in 2006. So if we're gonna hold on to that shit, we know how Obama felt about Birthergate and all that. You gonna tell me if Barry was sitting on that shit, he wouldn't have dropped it too? Get the fuck out of here.
Would have dropped what?
Shit.
Wouldn't have dropped what? Or would have dropped
The
what?
Epstein files showing that Trump fucking little kids. Of all the bullets they flung at him, if they had that in the chamber, you gonna tell me that would have been missile launch number one?
Well,
We could have kicked off this president into that Tea Party 12, 15 years ago. Trump would have never been president.
Slow down, Rex. Chill, hold on. So, Donald Trump looked for dirt on the Democrats his whole entire political career, right? His entire first term. He actually told Zelensky on the phone, if you don't give me dirt on Joe Biden, I'm not going to give you funding, right? Stuff like that.
Joe Biden said if you don't drop charges against my child, I ain't going to give you foreign aid. They both done
so
it.
anyway, the point is
He
that
did it to protect his child. You know, just the president's child, nobody important. He did it for his own child.
okay. So
Nothing weird or sneaky about that.
who did what for his own child?
When fucking 10, 12 years ago, when we've all seen the hot tape of Biden withholding federal aid because of charges brought against his son.
Yeah.
Oh, don't act like you ain't seen that. That's like a goddamn mural in New York Times Square. That should film the Jumbotron.
Yeah, you know
We've
that.
all seen Biden.
Okay.
Yeah, Biden was withholding foreign aid for his own child.
Jesus Christ, what were we even fucking talking about now? Okay, so Donald Trump, the point is, though, Donald Trump went out of his way to find any dirt he could on Democrats. We know that. There's no denying that, okay?
Yeah, we're all on drugs here.
Okay, how come Donald Trump didn't release the files since it's filled with Democrats?
Because I don't think it has anything to do with pedo shit. I don't think it has anything to do with Trump per se. I do think there's some Israel shit going on. I think Epstein is a whole lot more important than we probably knew he was. I do think against the Republican Party, if I'm being honest, I do beg the question sometimes of how much influence Israel has in some of the shots being called in this country.
Okay, so how come Donald Trump, since all these Democrats are in there for all this dirty shit, how come Donald Trump didn't ensure a 2020 win by releasing the Epstein files?
Because I don't think he operates like that.
Really?
I really don't.
The guy who is literally getting late night hosts taken off the air for picking on him and suing people that make jokes about him at the Grammys. The guy who literally said, I am your retribution. And his entire, a point of being in office is to make his enemies
Suing
pay.
Bill Maher is hardly career ruination.
Yeah, we're talking about.
Bill Maher's been fined for 17 years.
Yeah, we're not talking about Bill Maher. He's still on the air.
I'm just saying he sued a lot of people. They're still here. They're fine.
Yeah, we're not
telling somebody a kitty diddler, that's like career-ending, life-ending shit. You better be real fucking sure about that. In a couple of emails,
hey, let me know when I can talk. Hey, Rex, let me know when I can talk.
Go for it.
Okay. So anyway, does Donald Trump have a lifetime of like perverted acts, pretty much?
I mean, I guess it depends on what you consider perverted. There's a lot of perverted accusations.
Okay. Do we know? Let's take this for example. This is so much perversion, but it's just goes to show you that, as far as sex goes, he'll throw his whole life away, basically, if that's what it takes. Did Donald Trump? Is it a fact?
He seems to be doing fine. He's the fucking president.
Okay. Is it a fact that Donald Trump cheated on every wife he ever had?
I don't see where that matters. He's still your president.
Is it a fact that Donald Trump?
I elected him to fucking clean up my country.
Is it a fact?
I don't need empathy and sympathy. I need a motherfucker with balls, bro.
Is it a fact that Donald Trump cheated on all his wives?
I guess I wasn't married to him.
Okay, it
I know y'all talking about he's a racist, but every piece of pussy he's ever had is imported.
Okay, all right. So, is it a fact that Donald Trump has been accused of sexual assault credibly 28 times?
I don't know. Man, there's been a few. I don't know about an exact number.
Okay. Is it a fact that that Donald Trump has said some pretty sick things about his own daughters?
Oh, if she was my daughter, I'd date her. He's old, man. Look, people say weird shit sometimes.
He wasn't old when he said that. He wasn't old when he said that.
He wasn't young. He was in his 50s.
Okay. So age is the age. What about when he said that she's always been very...
You think Biden always acted the way he acted?
What about
Biden was 8. He was fine 5 years ago.
What about when he said, my daughter's always been very voluptuous?
They
again, weird the way you worded it, but she
Okay.
is.
What about when he said, when he was asked on The View, what do you have in common with your daughter? And he said sex.
Okay. I don't care about the motherfucker when he talks about his kids, bro. That's his family.
So
I
in
don't
other
care
words,
to raise your dog.
you don't
Your
care.
kid?
In other words, you don't care if he's a pedophile because everything I'm showing you proves
That's
that.
his own daughter who's a grown-ass adult. He didn't say, meet me after the Denny's, we gonna suck this ass.
Hey,
He
what
said
about?
she's a good-looking woman.
Okay. What about the no, he didn't, by the way. When I talk about my daughter, I say she's a beautiful girl. I don't say I would be dating her if she wasn't my daughter. What about when he was on Robin Leach with the Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous or whatever, and he speculated about how big his 4-year-old daughter Tiffany's titties would turn out to be?
Buddy, we're getting back to the lifestyle of the rich. Caviar dreams and champagne with that's
Okay.
way above my I couldn't even tell you, dude. That's 40 years ago. I've never seen it. I
Hey,
believe you.
did Donald Trump look at a 10-year-old girl and say, I'll be dating her in 10 years?
Again, look, man, I didn't hire the guy for moral fortitude.
That's not
against
even the
you.
point. You're changing the point because you're talking about all these
No, I'm
people
not.
that are you're sure they're guilty of stuff.
No, I'm talking
But
about
I'm
some of the sources
I'm
that
showing
you
you Donald
said
Trump.
3 times that
I'm
it's come
showing
from Donald
you
Trump.
Donald
it's
Trump.
unreliable. But you have played a fucking
Bro.
Epstein file
All right,
twice
listen.
as a bumper.
Calmly,
You
I'll
think
just tell
Epstein
you.
a rapist is a reliable source.
If you talk over me, I'm just gonna hang up on you.
So the rapist is a reliable source. Anything Trump says or his administration is full of shit.
Who's
we
the
trust a bumper of Epstein.
what?
You played a bumper multiple times of Epstein pleading the fifth, trying to imply that Trump is a fucking kidney diddler. So you trust a rapist for a source, but you don't trust anything that comes from anywhere else in the Trump administration. Everything he says is lies, but
It's
Epstein's
not.
on the up.
First of all, you changed the subject, of course, and secondly, it's not trusting Epstein. What we saw is
You
Epstein
keep
was.
trying to chain me to who the fuck he's talking about his own family.
Yeah, fuck it. Jesus Christ, these hillbillies. Alabama. What a surprise. How come the guy from Kentucky was so polite? Alabama. Oh my God. Holy shit. The father and the community say he did not abandon the child and they challenge the government's version of events. Yeah, they're full of shit. The guy was at home with his son. They just got home and they got locked up. It doesn't matter, It doesn't matter because you guys saw one thing you didn't like about Joe Biden and you have him pegged as a pedophile. Okay. You'll say that Obama, this dickhead himself said Obama was hanging out with pedophiles at ping pong or Comet Pizza, whatever the fuck it was called. Okay. You guys don't need proof about anybody you think is a pedophile. But when it comes to Trump, and there's overwhelming evidence that he's a pedophile, because you don't want him to be, none of that matters. And the only point I was making with this guy is, I don't care what anybody says. If you have a lifetime of documented sex addiction and weird shit like that, and perverted acts in your life and multiple accusations of sexual assault, where there's smoke, there's fire. The guy's not innocent. Okay. You can't tell me shit. Oh, prominent names. They wanted money. Mark Cuban, how many times has he been accused of raping somebody or sexually assaulting somebody? How about Mark Zuckerberg? How about Jeff Bezos? People that are 1,000,000 times richer than Donald Trump. How come all Hollywood celebrities? How come George Clooney is constantly being accused of rape? How come people that are worth hundreds of millions of dollars? Rappers, how come Eminem has never been accused of rape? How come Howard Stern, the guy who made his living as a pig for decades, has never been convicted of rape? It just happens to be Donald Trump, but that's only because he has a prominent name, even though all the other people with prominent names have not been accused. And if they have, it's 1/10 of the amount of times Trump has been accused. Every president, when they run for president, tons of people come out with dirt on them. Every president. And they make accusations they never made in the past. But Donald Trump is the only one who's had this many of the same type of allegations against him. And everything I was talking to the guy about is proof. The guy has lived a life of perversion. He's a sexual degenerate. Okay? There's no questioning that. He looked at a 10-year-old girl and said, I'll be dating her in 10 years. That means he was attracted to a 10-year-old girl. And please, guys, with the daughter stuff, you guys make me sick. Please tell me you don't have daughters. Because nobody who's not some sort of pedo or somebody who wants to fuck their own daughter would ever say shit like that. The most I'll say, my daughter's 25-year-old girl. She's a beautiful, beautiful girl. That's it. Never has it occurred to me, wow, she's so hot that if I was single or, I'd be dating her. I mean, what the fuck? Or if wasn't my daughter, it never, ever, ever occurs to me. I don't even look at her that way. He makes comments about his daughter's body. Who looks at their daughter's body this way? He called her voluptuous. Voluptuous means curvy and attractive. You don't say that about your daughter. He's talking about how big Tiffany's tits are going to be when she's a baby. Holy shit. You guys are sick in the fucking head. You have brainwashed yourselves into being pedophile supporters just so you could defend this man. If any of you ever said in front of a group of people, my daughter's so attractive that if she wasn't, I don't even want to say it. I'd be dating her. I mean, you'd be ostracized in your community, and rightfully so. Everybody would look at you as a pervert. Not to mention the guy who was accused of being a pedo also happened to have bragged openly on Howard Stern's show about walking in on naked 15-year-olds in the dressing rooms he wasn't supposed to be in during his pageant that he bought, by the way. A man bought the Miss Teen USA pageant. Okay. He bragged about walking in on them naked just because he could. And it just so happens that 4 teenage girls that were at that pageant accused him of doing that exact thing. And then he bragged about it. Okay. The guy is a sexual degenerate. He's a pervert. He's a sick fuck. And he is in the Epstein files because he's a pedophile, period. I don't care how you feel about it. I don't give a fuck. This guy just said to me a little while ago, I don't know if you caught it. He said, or was it the Kentucky guy? He said, you shouldn't search things on Google and stuff. You should just come to your own determination. So in other words, don't research anything. Just say, I feel this is true, therefore it's true. That's what you guys say about everybody. You make claims about Obama and everything else. Meanwhile, there's overwhelming evidence Trump's a pedo. And because you don't want to believe it, you just don't. And I don't just come to my own determination. I have decades of evidence that the guy is most likely a pedophile. And then the fucking files. How come nobody else in the files is accused of the things he's accused of? How come? Just a coincidence, right? They just hate Donald Trump. Even though these files are from a period of decades. You know what I mean? What was it? Because Trump ran for president? Nope. Some of the shit was from before that. What was the reason? Why are they in there? The heroin dickhead said, fucking AI. These files did not come from Google. I keep telling you. I'll look up common shit on Google, Grok, ChatGPT. For the files, you just go to DOJ.gov. That's the Department of Justice. I got the files I got from the Department of Justice. They say the things people have been talking about on them. Therefore, that's AI. So Pam Bondi used artificial intelligence to accuse Donald Trump of pedophilia. That's literally what you're saying. You guys are out of your fucking minds. You twist yourselves into knots. You do mental gymnastics to try to defend a guy who is literally probably the biggest lowlife we've ever seen in our lifetimes. This guy, since I was a kid, I knew about this guy. Everybody did in New York. He was a fucking piece of shit his whole life. He's been accused of rape all these times. His own wife accused him of rape. Then you find out that he broke the law in order to cover up a hush money payment that he paid to a porn star who he was fucking behind his current wife's back while they were at home with their newborn. And not to mention, it is a fact Donald Trump was best friends with Jeffrey Epstein, and there's multiple videos and pictures to prove it. There's even a quote from Donald Trump when he said, and he wasn't talking about 18 and 20-year-olds, he was talking about children because he's talking about a pedophile. Okay. He said, Jeffrey Epstein is a great guy to be with, which is very odd to say for a man. It's even said he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side. He was fully aware and he participated in Epstein's bullshit, and he's being exposed for it, and it's driving you fucking crazy. It's driving you crazy. So you're making up every excuse in the book. You're scrambling to try to prove that this guy is not a pedo, because if he is, then what does that say about you? There's a lot on the line here. Right? For you guys? Yeah, there is. I think you get yourself so worked up because you want him to be guilty so bad. Juan, I literally didn't get worked up during this entire show, which is 2 hours and 40 minutes, until about 5 minutes ago. And I'm not really actually worked up. I'm trying to express my disbelief in how stupid you people are. And Juan, I don't even know what to believe from you. I'm starting to think you're a goddamn troll who's just fucking with me. I don't want him to be guilty. I don't want any kid to have ever been a victim of pedophilia. So I don't want him to be guilty. The fact remains that all the evidence says that he is guilty. There's nothing you can look through this guy's life at and say, this is why I don't think he would ever molest a child. Nothing, because even when it comes to his own kids, Tiffany and Ivanka, he's talked about wanting to fuck them, basically. There's nothing you could say. When you look through his life, all you could see is a history of things going back 5-6 decades that would lead you to believe this guy is definitely into some weird shit. And now you got the Epstein files. They've been released, and there's 3 million they won't release. Imagine what's in them. The accusations against this man in the Epstein files are fucking disgusting. And they're very similar to allegations that have been made about him in the past by Stormy Daniels and E. Jean Carroll and people like that. And yes, he was found civilly liable for sexually assaulting E. Jean Carroll. And you could call that bullshit all you want, but the bottom line is there was a jury. That jury was made up of people that Donald Trump's lawyers helped pick, his own lawyers, and they found him civilly liable. So you could say it's bullshit, but you don't even know anything about the case. The 12 jurors that listened to every single second of it, they said he's guilty. And there was multiple witnesses that E. Jean Carroll told about that assault right after it happened, and they testified to it under oath. It's kind of risky to do that if you're lying. That's why Jeffrey Epstein pled the fifth. When they asked him, do you have a relationship with Donald Trump? Yes. Have you ever been in the presence of Donald Trump with underage girls? I plead the fifth. And if the answer was no, he would have just said no. And if the answer was, well, yes, but it was his daughter, Ivanka, he would have just said that. Or yes, but it was at an event where it's Miss Teen USA. No, he refused to answer. Guys, you are doing everything you can to try to convince yourselves this guy's not a pedophile, because you have been supporting him and following him and defending him blindly for, 11 years now? And this isn't going to stop you. That's what's sick about it, is that's why I say, you guys, as far as I'm concerned, you might as well be pedophiles too. Because you defend one every day. God forbid any of you have children. Oh my God. I don't even want to know what goes on in your homes. All right, guys. Thanks for being here. Peace. Sick fuck.